mean that he left our home forever. He just left the room.
Yeah. When you started talking,
he doesn't like stream room at all. Unfortunately, how it goes. A quick number of thank yous. Today we have some subscriptions coming in nice and early. Number one, thank you, Raug, so much for your generosity. Awesome talking to you a couple days ago, or a week ago now, and thanks for the resubscription. I appreciate it. Also, Fears, thank you, Fears, for your very generous resubscription as well. Thank you for being here as always for a total of 21 months. Infinite Drek. So Nom's Infinite Drek actually scheduled today's stream into their calendar. Like fancy Outlook fun, maybe. I don't know how exactly, but
wow.
Must-see TV.
Wow.
That's because we promised that we would have a Farm Simulator stream today. This may not happen. Depends how long it takes for us to get through the Sapporo Hokkaido Vacation Adventure Slideshow. Good old Uncle Resorty brought you pictures. It's like sitting on your grandmother's couch as she clicks through the pictures of people you do not know, places you've not been, but hopefully interesting enough commentary to keep it lively and good. But thank you, Direct, for your subscription also. And if we don't get to Farm Sim today, we will get to it next Saturday or some Saturday soon thereafter. Noms, how the heck's it going? Any stories you'd like to share? How are you feeling, I suppose, the big one?
A little under the weather.
A little under the weather. It seems when Noms travels, she is not super resilient on the airplane in particular.
I don't know if it's the airplane. I don't know where I went.
Yeah, whichever way.
We're on a bus for about as long.
We're on a bus. It's all true. It's all pretty rough. But I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I think you said you're very achy last night. We don't think you're bringing a temperature, but Noms never gets sick. What are these lies? I don't think she can pretend it anymore. She was fairly ill earlier this year, I suppose, and I think it's now the case that she does get ill, perhaps even more frequently than I do.
That's not
true. That's not true. We should do some hellos. It's been a week since last we had hellos, and so we're going to do some hellos. Also, Noms doesn't keep ducking down because she's unable to hold herself up, but instead she has some candy she's enjoying. It's a grapefruit flavored candy, so I can't eat it due to med stuff, which I did take today, don't worry. But she's very kindly keeping the candies down below the table because it's in a very crinkly bag, and so she's being attentive to sound on stream, and we appreciate that. How are the grapefruit candies, Noms?
They're nice and tasty.
Nice and tasty, very good. All right, time for some hellos. Let's see how this thing goes. Axix is good to see you. Hello Tuesday, Unnamed Comet, HPG, welcome back, my friend. Pepper, pleasure. History Teacher Steve, welcome. Cat, hello. Noms is showing her candy. Appears to be a little yellow slice.
It's a slice of grapefruit.
Slice of grapefruit. Very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Hello to you, Klaus. Hello to you, to Cordraption, Elisadoli, Two Cats Yelling, Blue Link, what's up? Vera, you had some butter chicken, some rice, and garlic naan. We're a little envious. Sounds good. Steve asked, do we turn YouTube on? We did. Hello, Eka. Good seeing you. Hello to you today. Is it Eka second type? Anrak says, bearded Resorty, very distinguished. Anrak, if you've not heard the story, Jan Resorty is growing a beard at least through June the 1st. It was a charity incentive some weeks back now, and so I started growing a beard on, I don't know, December 1st. This is 3 weeks of growth going, and it will go and go and go until eventually it stops, and a very strange day, etc. We'll see how it goes. Good seeing you today, Sakatera. Good seeing you today, Carcinogen. Hello, Toasted Corn. Hello, everyone. If I miss you, I apologize. We're glad you're here, hanging out again. And anytime I leave stream for more than a day or so, I worry that I've forgotten how to stream. I'm sure we'll come back and feel right again soon, but for the moment, if you'll forgive any of my errors in expression, my lack of energy, that would be very kind of you.
You forgot to say la.
It's true. It's
Before you
true.
started.
Before I started today, I did not say my normal warm-up word, and so I'm probably gravelier than usual, but it's all fine, all fine. So one big question asked a number of times in the intro so far is, Resorty, how was the pet sitting? Which is a great question, because this is the first time we've ever hired a pet sitter who is not one of our students or one of our friends. We went onto a website and selected from among a few people. This person we selected was a brand new pet sitter, someone with no reviews at all, which concerns some of you. But yeah, to the best of my knowledge thus far, she has stolen nothing. The stream computer is still here. To the best of my knowledge, I expect Nom's going to look at other things, see if they were stolen. To the best of my knowledge, she took great care of Fritz. She sent us pictures and videos throughout the week away. She was very swift on responding to messages that we largely just left her alone. Fritz is now a little cranky at mealtimes because he very much wants treats. We suspect that she, the sitter, won him over by giving him treats at every meal. So on the first day, apparently, he was scared of her and stayed upstairs. But then on subsequent days, he came on down and got pets and spent time with the sitter named Nina. So we left her a very strong review. We hoped that she gets lots of jobs in the future. And my hope is that our recommendation will help her get other work. She said that she's new in town here, so yeah, very, very good. I suspect if we leave town again for a longer period, we'd probably hire her again. So long as we go around the house, there's nothing stolen. It's a strange thing, giving over your house to a stranger. It's fine, whatever. She's just a person, but still feels a little weird. So Noms,
She probably felt a little weird being in here, too. She
I'm
probably
sure.
wanted to leave.
You think she wanted to leave? Not like enjoy the couch and, I don't know, stretch out a little bit?
No.
Yeah.
Especially after Fritz vomited on it.
True. Fritz did have one moment of expelling from himself some liquid. He does this very infrequently. The vet has said not to worry about it, but it was on our first day gone, unfortunately. So, it's unfortunate. These things happen, though. I heard Noms just going around the room and looking at our various hiding places to make sure that our household money was still here, and then also all of our important documents. And so our passports are still there.
I believe so. I didn't open it up to make sure it was all there, but
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all fine. I believe there's some kind of insurance between the business and us on top of the pet sitter's promises and so on. So hopefully it's the case that there was nothing stolen. I tend to be a rube, as we established last time. I tend to be overly trusting, and so the moment we hired her, I said, okay, she's going to treat us well. She's going to do a good thing. Because if one doesn't believe that, I think it's very, very hard to feel comfortable leaving one's territory behind, one's home behind to someone.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, unless you have cameras everywhere.
True. We talked about maybe spying on her, decided against that.
Not on her. On Fritz.
Right, watching Fritz and hoping that she occasionally came into view too. Cajun Killer, thank you for the resubscription.
But she sent us a video.
She did send us a video?
It's nice.
It looked like Fritz had head bumped her camera. I suspect that she instead took her camera and bumped it into his head. Hard to say, though. Cajun Killer says, you've never lived north of I-10. What is snow? You're going to see very, very soon. We have scans of snow-based pictures for you. Noms, if you're not feeling terribly well, if you don't want to be here for this, you're welcome not to.
Oh, I know. I want to be here for it, but I also want to take little breaks.
Okay, so Noms will
Is
be...
that okay?
Whatever you want to do is fine. Noms will occasionally be napping during the stream, which I know the stream occasionally is comfortable enough for people to fall asleep during. I think it's different to know it's happening out there versus to see it happening here. In the same way, in class, if my students nod off, I don't wake them up. It just feels a little bit strange. It's all good, all good. All right, first things first. It is time to update the first picture from that glorious thing right there to a photo that Noms actually snagged, I guess, just before we left. Photo, did I not download it?
Oh, boy.
One moment. Did I not download it, actually? It should be here. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. I may have just talked up a big game.
Oh, no.
It's alright. Give me a second.
Oh.
I know where it's saved if... Do I know where it's saved? I don't know where it's saved. Okay, team. Despite all of that big promise there, we'll have a new Fritz photo. Hello! You can see yourself. How exciting is that? Despite all of that, etc., etc., etc. Okay, it's time for sort of stories and pictures. Oh, I just closed the story and picture machine. Oh no! 1 second. We're using Google Drive this time to, and you can see what I'm doing. That's fun. We're doing Google Drive this time to show pictures to you all. Oh, that's weird. It captured that again. It's chat all the way down. It's true. It's true. You can see that truly chat's the only thing running this show the whole time. Forever and ever and ever. All right, that thing's there now. We then grab this thing now here. Let's wait for 1 moment so you can't see it yet. Very good, very good, very good. Now, before we go to the Hokkaido trip pictures, is there anything you'd like to say about our trip? Anything you want to say about what we've experienced recently, just in generality to introduce?
I don't think so. I was thinking about my Resorty as a Rube story when we were walking by a store and you overheard somebody say to somebody else, "Oh, cash only." And you were like, should we go back there and pay for their things for them? I feel sad for them if they don't have cash.
Yeah, I mean, they were clearly in a vacation area. You know, they were clearly wanting to try this special treat that is sold at this vacation location. Vacation location's hard to say. And yeah, it's a fairly inexpensive item, like a little ice cream cone. And they looked younger than us. I can imagine them as college students, just like having a little trip themselves. And yeah, they walked in, they began to order something and saw it was cash only, and they kind of went aw and wandered back out. And so yeah, I had a moment of we could go ahead and just give them the 500 yen of the $4 to help out there.
It would have been more than that.
More than that, that's fine. But yeah, I think it's a kind thing if we have the ability to help someone out, to help them out.
Yeah, I didn't see who they were. I was just like, what, random people are like, what, cash only? And you're like, oh, let's give them cash.
Yeah, this is definitely how I approach the world. Book Club Alex, I am back from vacation. We arrived home last night. Thank you for asking. Chad is not weighing in on this one, of whether I'm a rube for attempting to give a little money on vacation to someone who can't get the thing they want. We're non-blue. I am indeed a rube, and this is outrageous. Yes?
I was very cold.
You were very cold. You were very cold indeed. It was a nice time. Did it make you feel happy? I mean, if we're having like the is this altruism conversation, that's not the goal right now. The thought is, I see need. I recognize need or desire. I want to help out with that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't need Namda's permission to give cash to strangers.
We did have that conversation.
We did have that conversation. And I think, I don't know. This is not a therapy stream. This is not a therapy stream, so we'll drop the conversation for now. But yeah, I really like helping people when I can do so. I like giving the people the opportunity of solidarity and sharing and all the rest, and I think we differ on this one, and that's fine. There were, I think, a couple moments where I was ready to jump in and help someone at various points. Like one family was having trouble moving their luggage around, and I immediately turned to go help them with their luggage, and I don't know. It might be a very like American thing for me. I'm not sure.
You also had a bum knee at the time.
I had slipped on the ice. There are 3 or 4 moments of Resorty slipped on the ice in this story, but all right. Anyway, enough talking about Resorty's perhaps psychological hang-ups. It is now time for us to do a little bit of Hokkaido trip excitement. Yeah? Ready?
Okay.
All right. Very good, very good. So I'm
not a mean person.
I don't think anyone thinks you're a mean person, Noms. I think we all think you're lovely, just in a different way than I am. And that's okay. It's okay to be different. All right, so I've organized all the pictures by sheer number alone, to the point that, except for... You got quite the cough there, Noms. I am worried about you.
It's okay.
Maybe doctor's visit coming soon.
No, we're okay.
Oh, also, before we get to this, for the fourth time, over the week, I received this giant box from the United States, the USPS. This stream now brought to you by USPS. A giant box full of neckties that were ordered in response to the charity stream. Some of you gave a particular amount of money to, have me get a necktie of your choice. I don't have all of them done, but I do have some of them here. So I'm not going to do this today, but on Monday's stream, we'll start with opening this, have a little tie unboxing stream, and yeah, it's a lovely, lovely time. We also have a story on Monday about curry. So the Monday stream is already preloaded with stories for you all. All right, no more business, only opening pictures. So like I said, I don't know what the majority of these are, but they're about 98 pictures. Some of them will go very fast, some a little slower. Let's start at the beginning and see what is what. Right, this is actually outside of a keyboard shop we saw in... here in Tokyo. This keyboard shop was one that we discussed on a prior Saturday stream. Nom's in the process of finding a new keyboard. And so on another stream, we'll discuss that more. I took lots of photos of weird keyboards for you all, some of which had like kitty cat keycaps and lots of fun that way. So
maybe I got sick at the keyboard store.
Maybe.
It was a small place. There were a lot of people. Some of them were like coughing.
Yeah, lots of people in there. No doubt about it. And yeah. I think in quite a few places we've been recently packed in. The trains, the buses, the airplanes. People have been sniffing and coughing. You know, it's disease season. Anyway, Chip Road, thanks for the resub. Welcome back, you say. Thank you much indeed. Glad to be back. So I like this one here. Please do not sit here. It's not nice. I just saw that translation and said, that's a pleasant translation. That's a good bit of fun. And I don't know why they didn't want people to sit there. It was just sort of a random raised location. I don't know if it looked strange in front of the store to have people loafing about. Americans tend to lean on things, so maybe being the one big keyboard store in Tokyo, a lot of Americans went there. It was Akihabara after all. What do you think, Noms?
I realized we never read the Japanese portion.
We did never read the Japanese portion. I guarantee they're saying more there than just what's in English.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the neighbors or something.
Okay, this is a big concern of Japanese people, not upsetting the neighbors, social conflict in general being avoided, but that's how it goes. Hello to you, LaFreak. You followed for a while, you must have unfollowed. Yeah, this happens occasionally. Twitch occasionally forces unfollows, or one bumps the button either way, but yeah, thanks for being here regardless. Hey, Mark, how you doing? All right, so good fun there. A keyboard stream some other time in the future. But next up, right, we're going to have a series of airport pictures that are not all from the same airport, but I kind of threw them together. So this is a German Christmas market in the middle of an airport. Noms, what do you think about that one?
It's smaller than the other Christkindl marks here in town.
Yeah, there are about 4 or 5 of them in this area. Yeah, some of which are quite a bit larger. This one's sort of just thrown in the middle there. When Noms went and looked at some of the items, she immediately judged them as...
What did I say?
Chintzy. The items are chintzy, according to Noms. So that is her judgment on these things that were made and sold here.
The ones on the far right.
Yes.
I called chintzy.
You did.
And then the ones that were right next to that, I said, ooh, are these made of eggs?
Yeah, they're like egg creatures.
Yeah, and the ones next to that were little tiny snow globes. I was like, oh. So only the ones on the very far right.
I'm now wondering if the word chintzy is derogatory. I mean, it's derogatory. If it's ethnically derogatory, let's see. It's not. It's not. Of like or decorated with chintz. And then informal North American, cheap and of poor quality. What is chintz? Printed multicolored fabric with glazed finish used for curtains and upholstery. Huh. Well, that's just lovely.
You like chintz.
That's just lovely. All right. We think it might indeed be ethnically motivated. Is it possibly? The immediate pop-up does not suggest as much. Usually it says, offensive or vulgar even. Nonetheless.
See, Pepper Mga got it translated. Pepper said, it says, please do not sit around the store as it will cause inconvenience to our neighbors.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Definitely we don't want to inconvenience the neighbors ever, ever, ever. That's how we go. Chintz was considered cheap in the UK. Okay, so the fabric is where it comes from. Cool. Hey, Rob. Thanks for resub, Rob. So much nice resubscriptions today. People waiting all week to launch them, so thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
And then, the centerpiece of the Chris Kindle market here, if you don't see it yourself, is Dinosaur Santa Claus, who is looking at a skull. So, Noms, what's your judgment or thought about this one?
On the topic of Santa Claus, I wish to remark that our pizza delivery man yesterday was dressed in a Santa Claus outfit. Except I don't think it was of his own volition because it had the company logo on it.
It's true. Yeah, we ordered a pizza when we got home because we were very tired after the trip and wanted to watch a movie and so on. At this time of year, many of the businesses around Tokyo are having people dress up as Santa. And when you saw it from the window, you're ready to give him a big old, what a great outfit. But then you saw it was probably a required outfit instead.
I thought he would not respond well to that. He'd be like, nah, yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. I think as a Japanese worker, he would probably have a preset response, like, oh gosh, thanks so much for the offer or the kindness or whatever. He wouldn't just shrug it off, I suspect. But who knows? So why do you think they have this year, Noms? There's this particular museum piece, that's not right, this particular statue, here we go.
Because as you see behind his right elbow, that they are having a fair celebrating the prefecture of Fukui.
Yeah, and Fukui
has a dinosaur museum.
Woo! I think Fukui must have a fair number of fossils. Maybe a dinosaur museum, who knows? But yeah, they celebrate different kinds of areas in the country at various points in the airport. And so Fukui is in it right now. There you go. I didn't mean to click out of that. Friends, an ad break is coming in just one moment. It'll run for 3 minutes. Unfortunately, to keep things going, we're going to have to continue talking during ad breaks. Also, Noms is dying right now. Sweetie, maybe doctor time tomorrow?
No.
Yeah, this is the part that's going to be a little challenging for us all over the next little bit. I'll be coming on stream and saying, friends, Noms is not well. Noms is coughing, coughing, coughing. And you find people will all say, Resorty, Noms should go to the doctor. And I will say, yeah, let's try to convince her. And then she will say,
the last time I went to a doctor, like when I had COVID and I called multiple locations, they were like, well, there's nothing we can really do for you. Just see how it goes. And if it doesn't get better, then, come on in.
Yeah. I mean, I think COVID has been...
So if that's what they are going to do, I do not wish to leave the house in order to do that.
Very well. Both of us need to go to the doctor? Wait, I'm fine. I'm in good shape. Nothing amiss right now. Anyway, on with photos. Here we go.
I mean,
Hello, children.
Wow.
Hello, children. I didn't see the children in the background.
I didn't see them either.
They're practicing a disaster. Who knows? Who knows? Friends, in the main Tokyo airport, there are fewer police officers than one might expect. In the provincial airports, there are a ton of police officers throughout. But here, a little robot police officer that drives around and looks at people, and at the top there has a bit of a wee oo klaxon, I suppose. And I found it just kind of a delightful little buddy. And it occasionally calls out, please move out of my way. And I know that there are similar machines in some malls in the US that apparently Americans take great joy in blocking the progress of, or knocking them over, etc. Where here in Japan, people just don't care or treat it well or don't see any reasons to cause a nuisance, which is the main Tokyo airport.
Well,
they're both major airports. In this case, I think probably both the big airports do have similar kind of machines. This one, though, is at Haneda.
Yeah, I wonder if the children are hiding their faces so as not to be identified because they're actually like stolen children.
Seems very likely.
Just caught a crime.
Seems very likely.
Those people went to Disney World and stole those children.
Excellent. But yeah, I think it's delightful. I do wonder if it has autonomy, or it's an autonomous creature. That's not the right word at all. Autonomous machine, or if it needs someone back at the station house to push a button and make it shout something out.
There's actually somebody doing remote control in the back. Better
yet, there's actually a small person inside of the machine. The children do not want to be put in the machine. That's why they're hiding from it.
That's like that one movie we saw that I don't want to ruin for other people.
I appreciate it. It's like that one movie, but no spoilation here.
Yeah.
All right, on we go. This is the height of Japanese technology. Maybe in the US you have it also now around the world. I don't know. But until our trip, I had never seen these before. You check in your own luggage by using this machine. It is amazing. First class has check-ins. These are for absolutely everyone. Yeah, we're not first class kind of people. We're economy travelers, even though my giant knees get cranky about that sometimes.
That's why we didn't fly the budget airline.
It's true. Budget Airlines has no space. But yeah, you go up there, you scan your little boarding pass. You then put your luggage onto the scanner in a particular way. It scans the label, weighs the item, and then off it goes. And that was kind of amazing.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
You had a very hard time with it, though.
I placed it in the wrong direction. If you put the luggage not on its side, but its back, it's unable to do the scanning it needs to do. That said, in the other airports, it needed to be on its back, not its side.
That's why they have a giant sticker there that shows you what you should do.
Yes, on the left side of the picture, there are instructions, but it was my first time using one. I was nervous and confused. These things happen. And you were to help me. I really appreciate you helping me there.
Yeah.
They have a retina scan instead of a passport scan. Okay, here's a thing. Here's a thing about Japan. We never showed our ID. Like, from the moment that I ordered our ticket, even online, I didn't have to type in any ID at all. It was just, here's my name, here's my address, here's my email address, and then I guess here's my credit card. But yeah, there was no scanning of IDs. There was no showing an ID to anybody. It was just, it felt, very much like pre-9/11 in some measure. The security check was very friendly and quick. You don't have to take your shoes off at all. But if you do have to take your shoes off, they have slippers for you, so you don't have to walk in your socks. You put your little slippers on. And it was just a very different experience than I was used to in the more militarized USA. So
nobody was yelling at you to move along quickly.
Yeah, even the people who are having
nice.
trouble finding their way through security were treated as humans, like very quiet conversations, and I appreciated that. It made, so though going through security was still somewhat stressful, this moment of being focused on by the surveillance apparatus feels kind of bad, but it wasn't anger on top of the other emotions.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's always trying to figure out what has to come out of the bag. Right?
Yeah.
So going through security, each checkpoint is potentially a little different, and so that always stresses me out a little bit.
It's not knowing what exactly needs to be done.
Yeah,
and
what needs to come out of the bag and
Yeah.
what doesn't. Because the last time I flew international, actually, yes, I had to show my passport. But no, I did not have to take my electronics out of my carry-on.
Yeah.
They scanned it with it in it.
It differs every time.
Oh.
So here's another piece of technology that I've seen only here. Now again, around the world, you may have this also already, I'm not sure. Are you laughing about my bag?
Yeah.
The bag is...
It's very clearly a bag that belongs to Resorty.
Wait, why? It's red?
Yeah.
And...
Something has been spilled on it.
I mean, it is stained. It is kind of ripped up in places. I've had that bag since my first year in graduate school. I've used that bag to go to many conferences around the world. It's gotten beaten up at every single one of them. But it still works. It's still functional.
It doesn't stand upright.
It does have trouble with leaning forward a little bit, even if it's carefully packed, which is why you see my right leg there is touching it always to help it stay upright.
I think it's trying to tell you something if it can't stay upright anymore.
Is it time to buy a new one?
It's like, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to anthropomorphize, etc., of course. Yeah. It works fine. That's okay. Maybe someday, maybe when I retire, I'll get a new retirement bag. It's fine though, of course. Okay, so here is the new technology. And you need to tell me, have you seen this before? So, at many places these days, it is now the work of the passenger to tag their bag, right? To take some kind of tag and remove certain parts and push certain parts together and be left with trash, etc., etc. The Japanese baggage tags do not have obvious adhesive. You don't peel off anything. That A area, if you touch it, does not feel sticky.
It feels waxy.
A little waxy. The B area, just the same. Does not feel adhesive, feels a little waxy. But for whatever reason, if you jam the A and the B together, it's as if they had been adhesive the entire time.
Like Velcro!
Yeah, it's tightly put together, and I have no idea what the technology is. But yeah, again, never seen that before, and it was really, really delightful. And those tricksy Japanese doing it right again. An epoxy? I don't know how chemistry works, of course, but I do wonder if it's a quick reaction of some sort. And then it pulls apart relatively easily afterwards. So there you go.
Yeah, unlike those bands that you get when you go to the state fair and they stick them to you and you can't remove them.
Right, you've paid for whatever on the wristband. You like pull it off or get a scissor or something. Yeah, it's absolutely great though. I have no idea what's coming next. What's this picture? Yes. I don't want to overstate matters. However, at every single store we went to on our trip, there was a Shohei Ohtani standalone shopping area. The man is everywhere. The man's face is everywhere. He's advertising tea and cell phones and.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the great Japanese baseball player who went to the U.S. The number of hats you'll see for whatever team he's playing on throughout the cities, it's a very, very high number. It's absolutely ridiculous. And yeah. So we went into a sports store because we were looking for a pair of sunglasses for our mountain adventure, which we'll talk about later. And there were no sunglasses, but there was indeed the Shohei Ohtani section.
Yeah, I think what I find striking is, the number of advertisements that feature him. I think he's just decided to cash in, and so he advertises everything.
Yeah.
So you walk around, and there's Shohei Ohtani around every single corner, advertising for something or another. I think the biggest thing is this major green tea company, which is kind of like the equivalent of Pepsi or something, and he's everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere.
He's everywhere.
And one thing that gets me, I've shown before, including over on Discord over the break, that some Japanese advertisement is really over the top. As an American, it actually repels me to see it as opposed to attracts me to the item. But Ohtani, in all of his advertisements, is not smiling.
He's like this.
Yeah, he just sort of stares. And the simple fact of his being Shohei Ohtani, I think, is meant to sell it. But yeah, as an American, I'm used to like some kind of happiness or holding up the product. In all of the ads, he is not doing that. He is just standing there staring dead ahead as Shohei Ohtani. So, yeah, I suspect that he is the most widely known Japanese person in the world these days.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one where he advertises for a bank.
He does.
And there's a series of photos. And in one of them, he looks uncertain. He's like...
Yeah.
Or something. He looks uncertain. And I thought, why would you choose that to advertise your bank?
Because maybe it's the only photo he's ever taken in which he looks something other than competitive and locked in. I don't know. Anyway, what comes next after that? I have no idea. What's next? Hey! Our goal in going to this area, I will show you those areas, I suppose. So here we are in the great city of Tokyo. We live right here. If you've not seen Japan before, we live here in this little section towards the middle. It's roughly in line with Virginia in the USA. We've been down to Osaka before. I think it's as far as down that I've gone. Have you been past that, Noms? I mean, you were born here. But
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, this far as down we've been so far.
Well, I've been to... No, Nara is north of Osaka.
It is. Near Kyoto also, you've been to its east. Yeah, so we did there. And then, I went north to... we went in Saitama, I suppose. And this is what...
and then we went to Ibaraki. We went to that pottery festival in Ibaraki.
Yeah. So we haven't been that far outside, though,
We've
up to
been
here.
Nikko.
Yeah, I guess with Nico. So we not that far. Anyway, the aim of this trip was to find snow. And the way to get snow, of course, is to go to north.
So we kind of overdid it because you can get a lot of snow in Niigata.
Yeah, lots of snow on the way, but we want to make sure we got good snow, and so we flew all the way to Sapporo, which is the northernmost of the major recognized islands. We're coming for ya. But, Sapporo and Hokkaido up here are really the far northern outposts. It gets real cold there and real snowy there, and so we landed in Sapporo. We then spent a day in Otaru here, and then a day down here in Noboribetsu. We were talking earlier about going down to Hakodate also. But the way to get from Sapporo to Hakodate is a train, unfortunately, and it would have taken, I don't remember how many hours, but way too much for our week-long trip. The most popular area of Hokkaido during the winter is Niseko here. It is a major skiing area, and then also has so many Australian tourists.
The Australians have found it.
Yes. So during Australian summer, which is happening right now, they come up here and do big tourism, big fun, to the point that Niseko is primarily an English-speaking city at this part of the year. Out here is lots of natural beauty, though much less population. Maybe next time in Hokkaido we'll go this direction, though I think that would require trains that are less frequent. And possibly some driving as we get out farther.
You can just fly into some of those cities.
Oh, that's right. There
you can definitely fly into Asahikawa.
Yeah, the big one there.
You can fly into, I think, Wakashibetsu, or one of, you can fly into some of those cities.
Yeah, local from Sapporo, though, I believe.
There was, I don't know if Google was lying to me. They claimed there was a flight from Tokyo direct to, the eastern end.
That'd be amazing. Maybe next year, maybe next time. Anyway, I wanted snow. I've been missing snow. So we went from the Virginia-esque area here up to Vancouver. Vancouver is the equivalent.
Is it?
I think that's what you told me.
Toronto.
I apologize, the equivalent of Sapporo. So we went from Virginia to Canada in some sense. Pretty great. Okay, my goal was to see snow, and yes, indeed, as we got off of the train to get into Sapporo City, there was snow. And how would you describe my reaction to seeing this, Noms?
You were like a 5-year-old child.
I absolutely agree. I was grinning, I was laughing, I was loving the crunch of the snow. And now I should say, I recognize that for some of you all, this is your everyday experience. You hate it.
It used to be our everyday experience.
Exactly. It used to be every day for us throughout the winter, but these days it's been 3 or 4 years since I've experienced any snow at all. Before I left, I was saying I don't miss snow. No. What I said is I don't miss dealing with snow. I don't miss driving on it or shoveling it. But the actual existence of snow, I did miss very, very much. So pleased for that. First time seeing it in a long time, and just like a joyful moment for me. Now, as we went along, we ran into more and more tourists. This area is quite popular with tourists in general. And it was regularly the case that some of the tourists, I believe primarily from Taiwan and places like that, were also so delighted to see the snow. Just absolutely over the moon pleased. And that was cool to see.
Taking lots of videos.
Lots of videos, smiling as they went around. It was pretty cool. Snow is wonderful to look out when it's freshly fallen. We got very lucky that there was a snowfall almost every day we were there. As Nam said when we were leaving, I'm pretty sure it's been cloudy every day we were here. And you see it right here. It was nice. It was nice. All right, what came next? Yes. So this is our view from our first hotel room. This is on the second day we were there when it did clear up a little bit. And I just felt so grateful that we could see all those mountains. Like really a lovely view in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now this raises a question for you fine folks. It was one that we decided to talk about because like many other things in life, Noms and I experience this moment in very, very different ways. So when we first got to the hotel, we did this and that, and then looked out the window, and I was like, wow, look at all that snowfall. Wow, the mountains. Wow, the lights. And Noms, what was your first reaction?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't know what you're talking about, and now I am terrified.
I can see into people's windows. I wonder what that man is doing.
Oh, it's because to the left of here, there was like a building. It was labeled as something center. And then I could see one guy going around and doing things in one window, and then he moved into another area of that floor and moved into another window. And I thought it might be some sort of like kids center or something, or maybe it was a factory. So I was trying to figure out what they were doing there.
It is true. But this is the difference here. When I notice that I can see into other apartments, hotel rooms, workplaces, whatever, I intentionally pretend that I can't. Because there feels like something not just voyeuristic, but strongly violating to me about looking into a place where I assume the person feels privacy. And so even though I am curious, I immediately look away. We don't have that experience now.
Do you feel like you have privacy in your work site?
I mean, my work site has no windows. But yeah, I think generally speaking, when there are windows facing the outside world, unless I'm on the first or second floor, certainly the first floor, I feel like, yeah, people are not looking at me. Like I don't do embarrassing things in general. But the question is, and this is a safe place, it's now Resorty's confessional, let me get my clerical collar on. When you're in a high place, like and see into other people's lives, do you do so? Do you feel tempted to do so? Or like me, do you reject that intentionally? What's up, Noms?
I just want to say that it's because I'm curious about people and how nicely they decorate their places and things like that.
Yeah, I mean...
That's all.
Yeah, I adore your curiosity.
Because I think we do our house wrong because we're Americans. And so I want to know how people make their houses nice. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I understand the desire to understand what people do with their spaces. I have that curiosity also, but unless I'm asking them, I feel much more comfortable pulling up websites to see, aren't I always into a high place compared to others? Yeah, I mean, it is the case I can see people's cell phones screens pretty easily when they're standing in front of me, but this feels different. Anytime that you
it feels different to look at someone else's cell phone screen.
There shouldn't be the assumption of privacy in public. Yeah. Anytime I'm by a window that's not covered, I think I'm being seen. I mean, I don't know. As usual, I am a rube, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
This is what I do when I see people's cell phone screens. I go,
You're horrified what they're looking at? Yeah, yesterday you saw a woman who was trying to buy merch from her favorite idol, and her credit card was not going through, I believe.
yeah, and just, I on the bus, I watched this woman do hours and hours of, like, Instagram or TikTok scrolling, and then when she got back to her home screen, I saw how many notifications were on every single app, and I was like, this is insane making. How is this okay?
So I suspect the ones that have that many notifications, they don't use, and they should probably just delete them instead.
Or just get rid of the notifications. Just have it.
Just go into it and do something with it.
Have it not give you notifications.
Yeah, we've discussed about on here before whether people are comfortable with notifications staying up. You know, some people have their Gmail accounts with thousands of emails at the ready. And at a certain point, the number becomes not a number anymore. It just is a joke, possibly.
Yeah, that's my email box right now.
How many you got?
3 digits. It's definitely 3 digits.
This is your work email box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 digits of unread emails.
Anyway, what comes next here? It's
that was
dinner.
so good.
It's dinner.
That was so good.
So Sapporo, or maybe even Hokkaido in general, is known as a place for what's called soup curry. We've discussed Japanese curry before, which is quite thick. This, though, is a soup curry, which is instead quite thin. And there are, 4 or 5 standard styles. This was mine. It is one of the standard styles of, I believe, 15 different vegetables. And yes, indeed, if you go through, there are 15 different vegetables in there. And it's spicy if you want to be spicy. This place, which is very heavily trafficked by tourists, there was a very, very long line that started even before it was open. This place has a spiciness scale.
But it is a chain.
It is a chain also, but this location I think is a big, big deal.
It's the Humpo.
Humpo, home office, very good. So the spice scale here is between 1 and 5, the standard scale, and then if you want to, you can go between 6 and 40. 40. And this to me seems like pure nonsense. Today I'd like the 27 if you please.
Yeah, that's why I asked the waitress, like, how spicy is spicy? Because I'm always middle range, so I'm like, oh, does that mean I should get a 20? No, it does not.
Yeah, so I think the 5 scale is, like I said, the standard, where 1 is the least spicy and 5 is most spicy, but then for the tourists, they just dump in more and more.
Yeah.
Though again, what does a 27 versus 28 mean? Unless it's number of shakes of the spice can, I have no idea.
Yeah, they said that, like, there was the less spicy ones were jalapeno, and the spicy ones were habanero.
Yes, I got a 5, and it was spicy. You know,
It was pretty spicy.
It was nice, a good spice. Maybe next time I'll try the 40 just to report in. Next time, if ever we go back to Sapporo, I'm sure we will eventually, as long as we keep living in Japan. Oxopian, thank you for the resubscription. I appreciate that. 20 total months. A story about this, viewer friends. Over the weekend, last weekend, I got a little private message that said, "Hi, Resorty, why am I banned in your channel?" And I said, wait,
no.
You seem cool. What's going on here?
Oh, no.
And luckily, Oxopian had not been banned in channel, but I went and banned them and unbanned them, and this seemed to fix the problem. But
no.
Yeah, it's a new way for Twitch to mess up, I guess, because definitely we hadn't banned them, but all resolved. But a silly moment for sure. What is the next photo? This is Nam's meal.
Oh, you took a photo of my... Oh, you took it from my phone.
Yes, last night I went through your phone and took the good pictures.
While I was passed out.
It's true. It's
Did
true.
Too.
So Nam's,
Sickness.
what kind of dish did you get here?
I got their number 1 most popular one.
Yes.
Because what is it that you've decided my eating style is now called?
Yeah, so as many of you know, I'm a vegetarian, have been for decades now. Nam's, we described as a vegetarian also until quite recently.
What?
I mean, over the weekend we changed this.
Oh, I didn't realize it was permanently changed. I thought it was just like temporarily.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. So since we moved to Japan, Nam's been more and more eating non-vegetarian food. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whatever, it's all fine. But over the weekend, we talked about, okay, Nams, why do you want that most popular number one? And your thought was?
Well, it must be good. It sells out in an hour.
Yeah.
Within an hour of opening. It must be good. I should like to try it.
Yeah, and other times at other restaurants, they'll have kaki fry, which is fried oysters. Why do you go for that?
I like it.
You like it. You like it.
I wanted to see whether it was different in Sapporo because they're known for seafood.
That's right. Just curious about this. Only one chance to do it. We've decided that Nams is a FOMO-tarian. The fear of missing out is what drives Nams' eating habits. FOMO-tarian. I love this so much because it's not just scripting what food you eat, but also the motivation behind how you eat.
I would like to say that broccoli was very, very good for great surface area to volume ratio for picking up nice sauces. Also, it was roasted, so it was very, very tasty.
Yeah. And the rice up there was
turmeric
rice, and then we put lemon on it. It's all very, very good. So there you go.
Yeah.
Lovely place. If you happen to be there, definitely worth going. That's that it is crazily busy every night, it seems. And they will
every meal.
They will hurry you out.
I didn't feel hurry.
Yeah, the woman across from us though was just sitting in and reading her phone, and the wait staff came after a while and said, "Are you just sitting?" And she very quickly grabbed her coat and hurried on out. But yeah, as long as you're still actively shoveling food into your mouth, I think you're good to go.
Yeah, I would like to say that the thing that was special about my curry was those 2 pieces of meat there and in the upper right of the bowl. Those are pork bellies, long, slow roasted, I guess, slow cooked pork bellies. They were fine.
Wait, their top dish that they sell out within an hour every night, you believe it was fine?
I actually think the broccoli was better.
Oh, goodness.
I know this is how pork belly is, but there was just such giant chunks of fat on it that I had to eat. There was just like a 1 centimeter by 2 centimeter by 1 centimeter cube of fat on it, and I just had to eat it. And it was flavorful fat, but it was eating a chunk of fat.
Couldn't you leave the fat behind if you didn't like it?
I don't know. I think you're supposed to eat it. I think that's part of the pork belly thing.
I see. I have no idea. Are those chicken nuggets up there? No. Those are fried camembert. Not traditional, but I don't know. Contemporary, a little fancier restaurants often have something camembert. Either fried, or in my picture, they have this item at the top here above the mushrooms is a camembert spring roll. So it's a cheese with carbs situation there. Yeah, I mean, definitely recommend it if you're ever in Tokyo. Nope, sorry, Sapporo, check this place out. It's called
Guraku, I think?
Yeah, Guraku.
Soup curry.
Soup curry, very good. All right, next up, this is the...
I was going to say, we received a recommendation for a different place, though, that we didn't go to, because it was after that.
We received many recommendations. There's lots of good food there, like everywhere else. This was the eating area at our hotel. We had a breakfast buffet each morning. Tasty. Hello to you, random Japanese workers. I put this here for one and only one reason. I sneezed one morning at breakfast, and it echoed all throughout the room. I felt so embarrassed. So this picture also shows something that's major difference between Tokyo and Sapporo, which is in Sapporo there's so much space. So much space from the perspective of Japan or Tokyo that is wasted space. Because that's easily 3 floors, could be jammed with apartments. But there's lots of open fields. There were lots of buildings that were large. People who seemed to be entry-level workers had private offices in this area that in Tokyo you certainly would not have at all. But I did apologize aloud when my sneeze echoed everywhere. Felt pretty bad, man. Felt pretty bad. All right, what is next then? Right. So I didn't take pictures of the majority of the breakfast food. It felt kind of weird to take photos of the food, though there were some influencers who were walking around taking pictures of absolutely everything, which felt weird. Anyway, the majority of the dishes were named in multiple languages, as you see there. But it tended to be Japanese, Mandarin, and English, including on other kinds of fish. But this fish in particular, for reasons I do not know, got its Latin name. Mm-hmm. And Nums, you looked this one up.
I did not look it up. I looked at the fish and I said, well, that's mackerel. Yeah. And so I ate it. Because I didn't want to miss out on Hokkaido mackerel.
Oh.
But actually, looking at the tag, that's not the word for mackerel. So
okay.
I don't... Oh, hokke is a... Yeah, okay, never mind. It's coming back to me now. It's a type of mackerel.
It's a type of mackerel. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
but it's not like saba, which is the main type of mackerel. It's a different type of mackerel.
Yeah, so maybe because standard English doesn't distinguish between different kinds of mackerel in the way that Japanese does. Maybe they said, okay, we're going to go with the Latin name of the subspecies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a funny moment because it really caught me off guard. Because, please.
Okay, can you Google Plurogrammus ozonus?
Sure.
I just want to see a picture of him. Pleuro.
Oops, thank you.
Pleuro.
Plurogrammus...
Azorus?
Azorus?
Azonus?
Azonus? I think it's Azonus. Let's see. Well, Plurogrammus has 3 different taxonomy bits. And so here's one of them, the weeping toadfish, or blowy. You have a link here. Thula, thank you for that. Thank you for knowing things. Also, it's so good seeing so many of your names in chat today. Also, hello, lurkers. I now have 2/3 of the New Year's cards sent out. I'll get the rest of them next week or so. It's been so nice writing so many of your names on your New Year's cards. Hopefully, they arrive in the coming few days. There's no guarantee on that, but we'll try our best to see what happens.
We sent them from different places in Hokkaido.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We sent some from Tokyo.
Plurogrammus.
That's not an L, it's an I. Yeah, there you go. So that's the beast you ate.
Hey, buddy.
Isn't it lovely?
He looks like a sort of mackerel, doesn't he?
I have no idea what mackerels look like, yeah, but...
Like Sasha Bear.
It's true. Mackerel is used for the cat also in English. It's not used for the cat in Japanese, I'm fairly sure. Also, here's a delightful thing about the New Year's cards. One of you signed up twice. Yes, indeed, you are getting 2 New Year's cards. So, what a delight. Anyway, that was part of breakfast. Noms and I both do the same thing. We're going to a buffet breakfast. And I do wonder if it's common among peoples, which is, do you wander around and look at everything before you get anything? Because I know what I want for my breakfast right away. Like, I know that, man, I'm interested in getting... some eggs. I like eggs a lot. I'll get a piece of bread. I'll get some fruit. And yet, despite knowing exactly what I want, I look at everything, including like sausages that I won't eat. Noms, why do you do this?
I do this because I want to see everything that's available so I can pick the best items.
Yeah, the best. That's it. It's the best items versus the familiar items, as always.
It's the Midwestern Golden Corral mentality, which is... Let me see the whole buffet line so I don't burn my stomach space on rolls.
Yeah. I think part of it is that I grew up with the sense of there is no limited stomach space. Just keep dumping more in. You want the 4 kinds of bacon? Have the 4 kinds of bacon.
This is why when we have our end of semester luncheon, I do not like it because you don't get to see the whole buffet line before you start having to load your plate.
Yeah, I mean, you could disengage from the line, especially if I'm there as a as a
Placeholder?
placeholder. Thank you, an anchor for you in line. Anyway, there you go. Okay. This is my favorite thing of the entire trip. As we were walking throughout various cities in Hokkaido, we saw these boxes on many corners. And they're full of little bags of sand. And if you notice that the sidewalk where you're standing is kind of slippy, you go ahead and take a bag of sand and do the sanding for everyone else, or for yourself if you want to. And I've never seen these before, and I love them. I love them so much that I took pictures of probably 12 or 14 of them. And, this one here, you have a little shovel also. And if it's the case that a car can't get traction, you can go take some sand and share it.
But you can't take the shovel very far because
I don't know how
it's chained up.
Yeah, I don't know how far the shovel goes, but I love these so much. It speaks to a kind of Japanese impulse that is so foreign to my Americanness. Like, I think the American view says either this is the job of the property owner or it's the job of the state or the city. If these don't happen in a city, it's just not going to get done. As opposed to, yeah, you have arms, you can do it too.
Yeah, I think I said this. I was like, does Lawson have no self-respect?
Yeah.
Why didn't they clear their sidewalks? Most people don't really seem to clear their sidewalks very much in Sapporo.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
Different
because
from the Midwest.
in Sapporo, it's always snowing at this time of year. And so the idea of clearing one's sidewalk in front only to have it covered up immediately feels bad, man. And of course
you just got to stay on top of it, man.
You can stay on top of it, but then overnight it just all, I don't know. I have sympathy for places there's a lot of snow. Also, of course, in this city there are underground passages. This is similar to when we went to Rochester, Minnesota, where the Mayo Clinic is, I believe. And I tried to walk around upstairs on the sidewalk, which was terrible and slippery, only to discover that, no, the entire city has underground connections.
I'm sorry I was yawning while you were talking.
It's all fine.
I don't mean to say that you were boring.
It's all fine. Yeah, so I took a lot of pictures. I will just show you the 3, which I thought were nice, but there you go. My favorite thing about Sapporo, and maybe I should write an essay about it, I don't know. Maybe I could get the New York Times to do a little travel piece on this one.
I do wonder if those are up in the summer or whether they only put them out come winter time, those boxes.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, throughout Sapporo, they've pulled off something that very few cities of the world have done consistently, which is they have, what are they called? Rail? Nope. Streetcars! Thank you, streetcars! Which drive along in traffic like any other car, but are public transport, and they get loaded up with people, and I think it's 250 yen to go from any stop to any stop, and some of them are kind of old school like that one, and then others of them are space age like that one. We didn't get a great picture of that one, unfortunately, but yeah, they have a wide variety of ones that look like they're from the 1950s or 60s, and then some look like they're made from the future, like so much else in Japan, where there's that substantial difference. It all works fine, but yeah, good fun.
Dobby, where are you that you have a box of salt for slippery side roads?
That's great. Dobby, I'd love to know where else in the world does have these boxes on the corner. Because I don't believe they're uniquely Japanese, but it's the first time I've ever heard them at all. This is part of how the city was put together for the winter holiday. You'll see there at the bottom of the screen that Santa Claus is climbing the building. He has little elves dropping some rope for him to help climb up. Because Santa Claus is actually a Godzilla-esque monster or King Kong who wants to climb the building all the way.
I think the waitress on the second floor was captured in my photo there.
Oh, it's true. There's indeed a waitress in the photo there. Unintentional voyeurism, but voyeurism nonetheless. Santa's a ninja. I love it. Oh, Dobby, you're in this furrow aisle. Oh, that's very cool. Hello from Tokyo now. Very cool. Yes.
Do you remember the photo that we were in on one of our last mornings there?
Yeah, at some point a man was taking a photo of a hotel we were staying in, and he was outside trying to get the whole thing, and we were on, I think, on the second or third floor, waving from the window in the hope that when he gets back and presents his pictures to his stream, they will also see us goofily waving. It'll be great. All right. Anytime we're in a big city, we decide to go use the Ferris wheel. We love Ferris wheels, or at least I do. You find them a little worrisome.
Yeah, but I always get through it.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. So this particular Ferris wheel, if you paid a little extra money, there was a karaoke car. We did not use it, but yes, indeed, in the middle of that machine is a karaoke machine that you can sing along with your friends while the Ferris wheel car is going in circles above the city of Sapporo.
It's specially decorated too. The other ones are not decorated like that.
Yeah, and you can pay for multiple times going round on the Ferris wheel. So I can easily imagine that if you're using the karaoke one, you go round and round and round for a very long time. But I think we may have discovered that one only after we'd purchased our tickets.
Well, I saw when we were buying them, I saw that there was like a karaoke option. I was like, what is that?
Yeah. I do wonder if we went through a second time, come back here eventually, we'd try that, because karaoke was fun, of course.
Obviously used for proposals, probably so.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Karaoke proposals are common.
I was going to be like, they should have a proposal car, but that would kind of ruin the surprise, wouldn't it?
Yeah, here you are on the karaoke car. Here's a proposal. Here's a picture from way up there. I think Noms took this picture, lovely as always, and you can see a variety of Sapporo.
You can see the famous Nika man there.
Exactly, the most famous corner in Sapporo. I actually don't have a photo of this. What's it called again? Nikin?
Susukino.
Okay, let's see what comes up. Susukino.
He's the Nika man. He's the Nika, like...
Nika is a kind of a Scotch, right?
Brewer, king of brewers, or something is his name. He's the mascot for Nika.
There he is. And so, a lovely little picture there of him holding, I don't know, barley maybe? Having a little sip of his own drink. We did take some photos by this, but I didn't include any of them, because we can just show them here. And so, yeah, the most famous corner in Sapporo, advertising all kinds of alcohol. This is the entertainment district of Sapporo.
Yeah.
Entertainment here means karaoke, means the various engagements with women.
Brilliant neon playground.
Yeah, brilliant neon playground. I'm not a fan of this kind of place, but Noms wants to see the novel, and so
I don't go in. I just like big, bright, shiny signs. I think they're pretty cool.
It is true. This is why you love Tokyo at night, where for me at nighttime is going to the house time. For you, it's instead time to go explore and see the beautiful lights.
Yeah. Also, you don't have to look at all of the electric wires during the nighttime.
It's true. They're hidden while the neon is exposed.
Yeah.
There's a picture of us up there. Looking all goofy. We've decided on this trip, like every trip, that I don't know how to smile effectively. So anytime that we set up for a photo, I take a moment to get my face just right, and it turns out my face is never just right. But there you are in the Ferris wheels and photos.
You look like Shohei Ohtani advertising for a bank. Not quite sure.
It's true. Not sure to do my face. All very strange. And so it is the case that we probably took 10 or 15 of these photos throughout the trip. I won't show you all of them. They're the same thing of Noms looking very happy and me looking uncertain.
Maybe Shohei Ohtani also does not really know how to smile.
That must be it. The next morning, we decided to go on our big excursion for the week. It's a thing I mentioned many times before we left, which is we're going to the mountain to go snowshoeing. And this was about halfway up the mountain. We met our guides at the hotel, and they had a lovely little heated 4x4 car to carry us to the top.
Yeah, I actually don't know if they're 4x4. I didn't look at that.
Her website said it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was an absolutely lovely tour guide. Her name is Sumi. She had an assistant named Taki. Sumi speaks more or less fluent English. Occasionally there are a couple little moments of misunderstanding, but nothing especially bad. And Taki is working on his English. He said he took this job as a tour guide for 2 reasons. Number 1, he likes the outdoors very much. Number 2, he needs to work on his English. And so this is about halfway up. You can see the lovely architecture there in that home, as well as just a tremendous amount of snow basically everywhere. And the driver, Sumi, was so frustrated by tourists coming to town and renting cars and then getting stuck. Apparently it's very common up there that people who don't know how to drive in the snow will believe they can do so. And so she complained about that quite a bit.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. We had some lovely conversations on the way. As usual, I asked her fairly direct questions about this and that, and I think we warmed up very nicely. And she was... Yeah, I think she appreciates different sensibilities than just the Japanese. Though she was also insistent that Sapporo and Hokkaido area are much more open than Tokyo people. And part of this is because Sapporo and Hokkaido were one of the first places in Japan to open to foreign influence. So it's had more foreign influence over a longer period of time than much of the rest of Japan. And then also there are fewer people there, and so more space.
And they were like very late to become part of Japan.
Exactly.
Hokkaido was only incorporated into Japan quite late.
Yeah, Hokkaido was previously held by people called the Ainu, native Japanese. The contemporary Japanese do not speak of them for reasons similar to the U.S. not like to speak of their natives. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I think of Hokkaido a little bit like the way that she described the way they think of themselves, it reminds me a little bit of places like Texas.
Sure.
Where it's like, we have our own identity. Yes, we're part of this bigger country. But,
it's not where we want to be.
But and we also like are different and special, and those fancy people over in that big city capital over there.
It's true. So we made it to the top of the mountain, and there was a tremendous amount of snow. And in that picture, my tum-tum looks massive. I swear it's like 4 layers of clothing. It's not that big. One thing I loved... My tum-tum, my midsection. One thing I loved about this particular excursion to the top of the mountain was that all of the things that Noms brought to wear were unacceptable to the tour guide. So Noms had these like comfy little mittens, and they were not waterproof. So the tour guide made Noms change her gloves out. Noms brought her hiking boots in her luggage from Tokyo. The guide said those aren't waterproof either, even though I think they actually were, and so made Noms change her shoes. As you see, I'm wearing waterproof pants, where Noms has on like yoga leggings.
They're leggings.
Yeah, and the guide was insistent these were not good enough, but had no way of helping, and it was a treat because everything that I was wearing were a-okay good, absolutely wonderful.
Except you forgot to bring your second layer of your coat.
It's true. I did not have the overlayer of my coat, but I was still plenty warm. Because we were snowshoeing. We were working our way around. There was so much snow there. It was covering trees in some places. And the snow was so powdery. It was not great for making the snowballs, though one could do so with great effort. And it was a nice time. Definitely a nice time to get there. It was advertised as being for beginners, and I think it was in a lot of ways. One fascinating thing about this place, though, and I think I have no pictures, I might have one picture of this, we'll see, is all throughout our little hike up here, we also saw tons and tons of Japanese soldiers. Sorry, the Self-Defense Force. Because apparently they are constantly training people up here. And she said it's far more people than usual. And we kind of said, well, why is that? Why are there so many people training up here? And she said, oh, it must be in order to rescue lost travelers. And we didn't push it, but we have a sense it might be to involve ourselves with our friends to the northwest if things get bad there, because the northern islands are disputed. So it was interesting, though, to see just tons and tons of soldiers marching about and skiing about and snowshoeing about and setting up bases and all the rest. And we could just like go right next to them. there's us underneath a tree. As you see, there is a giant cutout area there. And this is the part where I'll now tell you the secret of this snowshoe adventure. As we were heading out, the guide said, the great thing about snowshoes is you can go anywhere in them. And then she took about 10 steps into the snow and said, no, we can't go that way because the snow was so unbelievably deep and so powdery that our guide, who probably weighed about 100 pounds or so, began falling through the snow. Now, if that snow does not hold this 100-pound woman, how do you think it went for Big Boy Resorty? You're supposed to stay on top of the snow. I fell through to my upper knee / crotch with every single step I took. And so what was meant to be a very relaxing and fun adventure instead was me gasping for air as I had to struggle to drag my leg with every single step. And yeah, that was very, very, very difficult. I needed snow doors on my feet. Yeah, I had fairly large snowshoes. But apparently when I sent in my shoe size, she didn't believe me. I have the largest shoe size of anyone she's ever guided. I'm also the tallest and the most weighty, we'll call it. And so she wasn't quite sure what to do with me as I continually fell through the snow.
But on the way back, there was one time where Taki was going in front of you, and he stamped it down.
Yeah.
Ahead of your going there.
Yeah, it's true. The assistant did move forward, stomping so I didn't fall through quite so much, but it was rough. Now I think the next thing is actually a video. Yeah, so we have not seen this video
yet.
Oh boy. We'll see what it's like. We'll see it together. Let me go ahead and stop the music for right now. And yeah, this is something that Taki encouraged us to do, and so we did it. And here we go. Oh, what fun. Oh, what fun to make snow angels. You want to take a video for you all. There's little noms. There's a little resorty there. Enjoying the layback, enjoying the good. Okay, now we want to get up. We hear Taki and Sue making noises. I'd like to pause this point and comment. You'll notice that both of us have fallen down, right? Good fun, good fun. This is going to introduce something that's going to be a major theme for the remainder of the march. So Nam's there has fallen in. That's Sumi, our main guide, helping her up. Oh boy, a little challenging to get up. But Sumi helps nonetheless, talks to her about how best to do it. A little bit struggling. You can do it, Noms. You can do it. Of course, Taki is just taking a video of this and helping bit by bit. Oh no, a little fall. All very fun, all very funny. Noms gets up. Hooray. This is me. The couple times we fell down, and Noms fell down, I think, twice. Maybe. Twice. I fell down ultimately about 7 times. And a couple of them were real bad, including one time where I had my snowshoes entirely behind me and my legs bent to 90 degrees. And I was stuck underneath a tree branch simultaneously. And so, with Noms falling down, they immediately rushed over to help pull her up. With me, every single time, they laughed and yelled "Gambate," which means try hard, and offered literally no help at all. Every time it was, you the man are going to get up on your own. And there was one time towards the end when I was so tired and my legs hurt so much that I genuinely did not believe I could get up. And these people are smiling and laughing and yelling Japanese encouragement. And it was real bad. And that last time, I believe I put more shearing force on my lower leg than I have in my entire life. It was very unpleasant. So, I think for me, that is the one mark against this place, is they didn't offer any help when I fell down. And there's a photo I took. This is one of the higher points on the mountain. You'll notice I'm repping my Wrexham AFC outfit. I took this picture primarily to say I have taken Wrexham somewhere no one else has before. Probably true. And I put a little photo of this over on the Twitter, the X, and so many Wrexhamites from around the world and from the city of Wrexham themselves liked it and retweeted it and ended up following me, which is a huge mistake, including people who are actually from the documentary, people who lived their life in Wrexham and cheer quite a bit for the team, cheered for me this day, and that was a pleasant moment.
And I said, what about Ryan Reynolds? Did Ryan Reynolds like it?
It's
Did
true.
Ryan Reynolds retweet it?
I have not gotten a retweet from Ryan Reynolds yet. I'll keep working on it someday. The owner of the club will notice me. All right. Hey, you can see a self-defense force group in the back there. This was an amazing moment. The assistant guide Taki used his little snowboard there, which you see to the right of the screen, to cut out what he referred to as an igloo piece. And at this point, they talked to us about if you get lost out here, here's how you dig a hole in the side of the snow to hide so you don't freeze to death. And yeah, it was really lovely for him to give us to us and hold it together. And it was so unbelievably light. Really light. I don't know.
Really fluffy snow.
Absolutely.
Fluffy.
But still held together well enough for that photo. Is it an insult to a Japanese man to be helped up if they fell? I don't know. That said, I'm a big old goofy American, and we were very casual at that point. So I was just surprised that as a guest situation, there was no help for me.
Maybe they were like, there is no way we can help this situation.
I mean, Sumi had a little trouble getting you up. Like, she had to repeatedly do it, so...
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think if both of them had helped a little bit, I would have had at least something to brace against. Anyway, fine. On we go. This is a train station machine. You all know I like vending machines. First time I've seen a vending machine where you could buy entire meals from the vending machine there. So,
Jido Hanbaiki.
I don't know what that means.
That's vending machine in Japanese.
Chido Bendaiki?
Jido Hanbaiki.
Jido Hanbaiki.
Yeah, I like it because it sounds like hand bike,
like hand
but
bike.
it's not. It's a completely Japanese word. Jido Hanbaiki.
Do you have any idea what the root is?
It's like self-doing something machine.
That's delightful. That's delightful. Always enjoy learning some Japanese straight away. On we go. Right. We then took a train. We took a train up north to up northwest. Maybe just straight west. I'm not sure. It is west.
It's southeast.
Southeast.
I think it's southeast.
No. Oh,
Otaru. I'm sorry. I thought that was.
No.
I thought that was the Nobori Betsu train.
No, that's west also.
But the train goes southeast.
It does for a little while. Anyway, we went up to Otaru. The train goes immediately alongside of the ocean. Friends, quick ad break coming. We'll continue blogging. We'll never get through. And so along the ocean, we took pictures out of the window of the train to see just how close that is. I think that's pretty darn cool. Hey, it's a crow. Like I said, I have no idea what's coming next on these ones.
I go to bed.
Now I'm taking off. I'll continue talking through. Do you want me to hold off?
No.
Okay, now we'll return in a moment. This music we're playing is getting a little louder, a little quieter, very annoying. Need to keep at a consistent level. I feel like I'm shouting over it. All right. An oil painting? Thank you for that. Yeah, it was taken at speed, and so I think we got kind of lucky with being a good shot there. You'll see other pictures later of things seen outside the bus and train windows, but I was surprised at how close we were to the ocean. And I know nothing about erosion, nothing about the composition of soil here, but it was cool to be so close by. All right, we then made it to Otaru, the city in the west, very popular tourist destination. It was one of the first open ports in Japan. I'm not sure with whom they were trading. More recently, it's used for trading with Russia, except we don't do that right now, so that's how that goes. We go next to here, in Otaru, there were crows. They reminded me of Tokyo so very much. I love the crows so much here. I don't know why. I just see them and I think intelligence as they go caw, caw, caw. This one's on top of a restaurant. They were off on top of restaurants, hoping that tourists would give them food. I managed to resist. It's been a great desire to do so. This is Otaru. It was just another snowy place in which there was lots of snow, and this place was windy, where the prior place in Sapporo we'd been, or place in Hokkaido we'd been, were not so windy. So this is the first place we felt really, really cold, as opposed to just chilled, and it got unpleasant ultimately. So I went to Hokkaido saying I'd like to see snow, and we did. I forgot that snow often comes with chilling temperatures as well. I believe it got down in this area to -10 or so Celsius. So definitely really, really quite chilly. And unfortunately, I didn't remember to bring my gloves or my hat on this one. And I have no idea why. So I was just like warming up my ears a little bit. It was pretty unpleasant. In the corner there, you can see the green little box. That's more sand to use if things get slippery. The main attraction in Otaru is this canal right here. This canal has been used for years and years as part of commerce. It goes from the port of Otaru more fully into the city, and there are lots of warehouses along the way. I guess I should say that many of them are not functional anymore. But as you all know, when we see a waterway, when we see some interesting architecture, it's time for one and only one thing. Friends, it is time for a riverboat cruise! Happy to report that they have heated seats in this thing, and they do have a plastic, I guess the last picture showed it better, plastic roof, I guess, on top of the boat. And so it was still pretty darn cold. We took our canal tour, and we got the very front row for some reason. You can see they're the kind of boat we were in, and yeah, it did snow as we were taking this little canal tour, which was really quite lovely. As we went along, we got little speechification about basically everything. You know, this bridge is from this time, this boat is from that time. This is a look out into the port itself. As we were going to the port, we saw the Japanese customs boats and various police boats. And apparently the name of the custom boat that patrols this port is God. They use the word God in local Ainu language to speak of how important the customs boat is. But, you know, nice stuff there. Along the sides we saw people waving at us. I always wonder who should start the waving at people on a boat. Should it be the person on shore or the person in the vessel? In this case, I decided to go ahead and not start the waving. They don't want to be an obnoxious American, so those people there, I believe, are Chinese, based on the glasses they're wearing, and they waved at us straight away, which is very, very sweet. Did I understand the boat guide? So we had the opportunity, if we want to get audio, pre-recorded audio direction, I guess. Guided tour by audio in Mandarin and Korean or in English, but I decided not to do any of them. And so I understood some of the boatman's speech this time. I think the thing that's most notable to me is they use the exact same guide script no matter what time of year it is. So as we're heading along, they make a speech about make sure that the wind does not catch your items, like your hat, and blow them into the ocean. Of course, we have a plastic roof on. It's not possible for things to be blown out. Another point, the guide says, if you look to your left, you'll see a building with a green roof. All of the roofs are snow covered. but they just keep going straight on through. Also, at any point there's a lull in things to see, the boatman began going through a lecture on the kind of seafood that they sell in these areas and all the different ways that you can prepare and cut apart an octopus and all the different parts of the octopus that you can eat. And his comment on every single one was oishi desu, which is it's tasty, it's tasty. There's no variance at all on that. So along the way we saw various kinds of buildings, many of them quite old. I don't remember enough about the story of any of them except one. So primarily I just took photos that I thought were of attractive buildings. This kind of brick building you'll see in both of these is not a common Japanese construction. So it's evidence of Western architecture in the area, which pretty much all these buildings are in this area. But you'll notice in many of the pictures I'm going to show you that there's a combination of Western and Eastern styles, though occasionally there are buildings that look like they should be courthouses in the West. They have these Hellenistic designs, looks like Doric columns and so on. But yeah, I mean, these kinds of, I don't know, what are they even called? Parapets? These domes? Apparently this building was owned by one of the major capitalists in the areas. I like the difference in colors all the way along. Another one of these large domes. This building is now a hotel, though for a long time it was some business building instead. Otaro has been moved from primarily a port town to primarily a tourist area instead. As we go along, there's just another building there. Hello, Noms. Good to see you.
Hello.
Anything in general you want to say about the boat tour?
I wish it were warmer.
Yes. Despite having the heated seat and the roof, it was pretty cold still. And so a little bit of snow did blow through occasionally.
Maybe that's where I got my influenza.
Maybe so. Hey, Grulion, do you like the railings on the river? Absolutely. Yeah, it's a really lovely construction there. Not sure when they were added, but it is lovely through and through.
Did you tell them about the musician?
I did not tell them about the musician. I don't know if I have a picture of the musician. We'll see in a moment here. Whoops. Sorry, went too fast there.
Pretty cool too.
Yeah, so, this blue building, I don't know what it was, but the blue color just stood out so much. And so I took that photo.
You partly don't know what it was because you refused the English guide.
I did. And I think the reason for that is I didn't want to be locked in to trying to understand words. I just want to have the experience of seeing various things and trying to catch some of the Japanese translation or Japanese speech, which I did catch. I catch some of it more than previously, which is great. You go along, you see more big buildings with these domes. This one's a factory of some sorts. Continue along, we see this building is fascinating. Now, do you want to tell the story of this building?
No.
Okay, this is actually a can factory. I don't know cans of what or just cans themselves, but apparently the inside of the building was used for manufacture. And at the end of the manufacture of the cans, they would box them up, and then those middle pieces there are slides. And they would throw the box of cans on the slides, then like chutes and ladders would go zooming on down to be loaded into ships on the canal here. And I've never seen that before, where the logistics system is on the outside of the building. And they have the spiral staircase for ease of getting around. And it's pretty cool. It definitely shut down. Definitely just a historic building to look at now, but definitely goes wee indeed. A little roller coaster. This is one of the few old buildings that has been rehabilitated. It is now restaurants and malls inside. A little shopping here and there. The restaurant was a big burger place. I think it's called Surprise Burgers.
Donkey. Bikuri Donkey.
Bikuri Donkey, which is...
You can see kuri and ki written in the window there.
Yes, translation please.
Surprise Donkey.
Surprise Donkey. Sorry, not Surprise Burger, Surprise Donkey.
Donkey.
Donkey. There you go.
Bikuri Donkey.
Yeah, so a surprise, you can get things there.
Surprise, the meat is actually donkey.
It wasn't donkey meat.
I don't think so.
Though once again, in this case, the tour...
How would you know?
I don't think donkey is commonly eaten here.
Yeah, that's why it's a surprise.
I see. Nam, stop giving me a little hug. Thank you, Nam. Very sweet of you. Yeah, just more pictures of the same as we go along.
I can't believe it's not donkey.
But at this point I want to pause. I thought I had a different picture of this, but I guess not. Those icicles hanging in the middle there off of the buildings, huge icicles there. Our first time seeing icicles in years, at least in my case.
Yeah, you didn't tell them about the Sento we went to after snowshoeing. That was so nice.
It's true. I thought I had a photo of it, must not have uploaded it. So after the
there were giant icicles there, that's why.
That's why I thought I had a picture of it also. Yeah. It went to a Sento, which is a local community bath building with a restaurant inside of it and some sleeping areas and so on. And we had a nice little meal of Japanese curry in my case, and you had
Kaki fry,
fried oysters. On the outside of it, they had these huge icicles, which led to a conversation of how did you interact with huge icicles as a youngster? Did you avoid them for fear they might come tumbling down onto you? Did you intentionally go and break them off? Noms, what did you do with icicles when you were a youngster?
I broke them off and ate them.
Yeah.
Popsicles.
Broke off and ate them. And I think I did this also sometimes, though there'd always be a point at which the roof's dirt would begin to influence the taste of the icicles. And not so good. But the other thing I did that Noms, I believe you did not do, is I had icicle duels with my brother. We pulled them down and used them as swords. And of course they were melting and slipping around our hands. We still went tink, 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 wham! And then broke the icicle in half. And it was
only child.
You had to make your own fun there. I see. You had surprise burgers in Ireland with horse meat. Horse meat's commonly eaten here also. I haven't had any, but some American friend who came like, we should definitely try the horse meat. And then he did not like it, and I think Noms had to eat it instead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was definitely an adventurous eater to the point he would take one bite of anything and then complain about it. That's how it tended to go.
I think horse meat can be a delicacy here. Right, because that was raw horse meat. It was horse meat sashimi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit stringier than the other meats of the world.
Yes, indeed. This is not a great photo, but this is a photo of a moment when I had a philosophical realization. And I don't want to go on too long about this, but this moment, Noms is leaving.
I'm just looking out my goodie bag.
Convenient time indeed. So this was the first moment that I glanced at the wall along the canal and saw it not as a wall, but instead as a tremendous number of individual bricks. And it made me recognize that, someone made this. And they just went brick by brick by brick. And I'm sure they were thinking I am making a canal. I've been hired or perhaps impressed, etc. To do this work. And it made me so satisfied to recognize that I'm doing the same kind of thing. And you are also. Because recently I talked to the viewer about meaningfulness in the world and the meaning of it all and so on. And part of it for me is you just do your bit you can. And I suspect the case that the worker just put down the stone. Maybe eventually they got to see the finished canal and felt great about that. But yeah, I think it helped me to feel better about myself and about the world around me because I knew that I was doing the work of making the canal. I'll never see the finished canal, but I do the bit I can. And so later, we were passing underneath a bridge, and instead of looking at the giant bridge there and saying, wow, look at the bridge, I said, oh, wow, look at the individual stones left there by workers. At this point, we now transition into a lecture on Marx, of course, but solidarity forever, my friends. Do your one brick and you'll be in good shape for that. This is a picture of a scale model of the lovely little canal there. I don't know who made it, but you can see all the buildings in happier times. And then went back out walking again. We found that someone had made a little snow person here and left behind their scarf. I love this kind of thing of leaving behind the scarf as a way of delighting everyone and making oneself a little colder, perhaps. Oh, you saw the green roof? Yes, these are the buildings with the green roofs. Look at them. We had no snow on them right now. There's also a young woman popping around town at the same time we were, who had a snow press, I guess I'd call it. This is two...
Like a snowball maker.
A snowball maker. It has two-limbed thing. But it was
like scissors.
Like a scissor, a little piece at the end that molded. Yeah, and it molded a little, what's it called? Cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll.
Yeah, so cinnamon. There we go. This little buddy in snowball form. And so you could, she left them everywhere throughout the town. So we can find one of them. Snow maker. Yeah, exactly this thing. Exactly this thing.
I took some photos of them. I remember when I first saw them, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!"
Because you thought that somebody made it by hand, yeah,
or something. And then I just thought, and nobody else is seeing this. I alone have noticed this and have taken a photo of it. And then a little bit later, we saw her making so many of them.
And at one point, I saw a youngster, probably 12-year-old boy, pick one up and look at it. And in this moment, some 12-year-old part of me said, "Oh, he wants to throw that into the canal." He's holding his hand as if he were holding a stone or a ball. He is no longer treating it as an art object, unless he wants to make an iconoclastic commentary. But he took it and he hefted it, and I was watching him, and he saw me and he put it back down again. So I think I may have saved an art object in that moment.
Well, there was another one that, like, even though, like, that they were picking them up and taking photos with them, they broke one in the process, so that there's a cinnamon roll out there with a broken neck.
It's true. The streamer Iron Mouse Loves guy. Yeah, I know a lot of people who are into the Japanese culture love these creatures. They're from Sanrio, the same people who make Hello Kitty. I think it's part of the same line. In fact, I'm not certain on that. But yes, it is the case when you're in Japan. You see things like this absolutely everywhere. They're so popular. To the point you'll often see, restaurants with tie-ins, right? Come here and get the special cinnamon roll dinner.
The cinnamon roll.
It's true. Yeah,
I mean, I think people have remarked that Sanrio will do a collab with anybody.
They just want that money. They'll do, where Disney is so careful with its trademark characters and not letting anyone ever use them, Sanrio is promiscuous as all get out, I suppose.
Yeah, I think our local grocery store has like a Hello Kitty tie-in.
Absolutely right. Yeah. So Iron Mouse streamer likes these quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, I know they're very popular, and maybe I should make a shelf of these things to really play into the Japanese side of the stream more often. I realize with the void I'm standing in, the black screen, I could be basically anywhere. I could be standing right now in Tennessee and saying, live from Tokyo, it's Resorty. Anyway, adorable thing. While in this cold place, we found a fish and meat market that did not have to freeze their meats. Instead, it could just be outside in the cold because it was real cold. But in this place, you can buy, giant pieces of crab. They have full fish. A lot of the kind of things that one would expect from a port town, for sure. This is where we wanted to go for lunch. Primarily so we could take photos for you. This is a restaurant / cat cafe. And it's like a lovely little diner area where you can sit and have your food, and the kitty cats will come and play with you at the same time. And we looked online, and it did say they'd be open. We looked on their menu schedule on the wall, and it said they should be open, but they were not open on this day. And so I peeked down and through the windows and could not find any kitty cats at all. I'm guessing they're kept in a back room or hiding somewhere where it's warmer. I was able to take a picture for you all of the various cats who are apparently in there, and they all had their little outfits there. I suspect they're actually not dressed up in the outfits, but
they're probably just photoshopped.
Yeah, they have little personalities. They're all like, one's a sea captain apparently, one's a motorcyclist, one has a pirate hat on. It's all adorable, isn't it? But yes, unfortunately, none of those for us. A shame. You all tend to enjoy random pictures of Japanese food. Here are some random Japanese food you can get from that food machine there. From desserts to bao, to gyoza dumplings. Almighty tasty.
I guess it must come frozen and you take it home and... Like, I'm looking at what looks to be fried rice.
In the bottom left.
So,
Yeah, fried rice there.
It's a chahan, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I assume it comes in a bag and you take it home and you cook it.
Maybe just. I have no idea. It was outside, so it was quite cold indeed, so not sure. Yes. Left column, third down, what is that? 1, 2, 3. These are Chinese bean balls, I think?
Black sesame.
Yeah, black sesame balls. And so it's...
They're about this big. They're like golf ball size.
Yeah, and it's a harder outer shell of some kind of bread.
Deep fried.
It is deep fried, that's right. And then inside is a burning hot sesame seed paste.
Black sesame paste.
Paste, I'd call it. And they're tasty if you don't let them burn your tongue. They're Chinese, I believe.
We've only seen them at Chinese restaurants. I happen to think black sesame paste tastes like peanut butter.
Yeah.
A little bit. It has a little bit of that peanut butter in it.
And you miss peanut butter quite a bit, don't you? It's one of the things that I think when people come from the U.S., they bring you.
Yeah, I think because they have peanut butter here. It doesn't quite taste the same. Also, I mean, sesame paste is tahini, right?
Yeah.
And that has certain similarity to peanut butter flavor. Peanut paste.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I have no idea what comes next. Let's find out.
The peach bun actually looks like a peach. Actually, they call it the momo.
Yes.
And so they refer to it as the momomang. However, it has custard inside.
It does. And the little panda ones have chocolate?
Panda amang.
Oh, amman, so it's red bean paste instead. Oh, amman, of course, that's right there. Sorry. All right, next photo. This is actually in our next town. If you bring up the map one more time, we return to Sapporo to get a train down to Nobori Betsu Onsen. I forgot to mention, as part of our onsen experience, after we had the curry lunch, we then went and took a bath. And I had my new favorite experience ever. Best experience of my entire life. So let me go ahead and see if I can find the kind of thing I need. Yeah.
I don't think what you are wanting, your favorite part, is in here, because if I were a company advertising it, I would have cropped that part out.
Okay, maybe so. This will work well enough for our purposes. Okay, so in areas that are very snowy, they will often have this kind of appearance.
I like how the barbed wire is still there.
Absolutely. And so you're going to see the beautiful mountain, and the air outside is nice and cool, but the rotembaro in which you are swimming or sitting is piping hot.
It's nice.
Very, very nice indeed. And
those ladies are wearing towels. That doesn't happen in real life.
This is a naked affair. As an American, I had a very hard time getting over the idea of not wearing clothes around strangers. You get over it. It's not a huge thing, but my little American heart struggled probably 1.5 years plus.
Yeah. I got over it, I think, because in grad school, I went and used the school gym a lot, which had it had a shower area that did not have any walls.
Yes. I think I did similar in high school, but I was one of those dirty kids who didn't shower after gym class, because I think it was a place of of a lot of negative conversation about people.
Because I also think I think the whole gym class during the day, changing in, changing out, I think that's very cruel and strange, and who has time for that? I don't understand gym class.
Yeah, I think in the U.S. it's meant to encourage certain habits of physical health and physical activity. The way it's set up, at least in the places I lived, did not seem super effective.
Yeah, it also teaches you things that you won't do as an adult. So you're doing physical activity because you have to do it for that hour a day.
Yeah.
But my high school, late in the time that I was there, they realized that people were seniors and they needed to get their physical fitness, their PE requirement done before graduation, but they hadn't gotten it, so they created this new class for seniors. It was called Lifetime Sports, I think. And it was walking, bowling, like putt-putt golf. It was incredibly popular. But I think that kind of stuff makes more sense, especially walking, right? Like,
yeah, the kind of thing that one would probably do into the future.
Yeah.
If you do physical activity, you might be more alert than other classes. Lethal, that's interesting. I've never heard that before. The physical activity will make you more alert. I remember people being tired after
I feel like
gym
it would
class.
make me sleepy, especially if I took a shower. Sleepy
Well,
time.
maybe though. Man, maybe keeping the body active. I think like there's often a playtime, recess, where one could do whatever one wanted to outside. But the structured gym class, I'm already tired after. I'm not sure. I mean, speaking of that though, go ahead, Noms.
I would also like to point out that my high school, very forward thinking of it, counted marching band toward the PE requirement.
That's nice. You are using your body to make noise and to walk in circles. It's great. This reminds me though, but my college years, we had to have one physical activity course.
In college?
Yes.
Wow.
It was worth 1 credit you had to do at some point over your 4 years. And so my very last semester, I signed up for golf. And I took golf during a time of year when it was very, very snowy. And so we could not go outside. We practiced putting and driving against a wall inside of our gymnasium. So it was not good. And on the first day, the syllabus was given out. So it was a very, very easy class. And all you had to do was show up in golf. And I was in a profoundly depressed mode. And I did not go 7 times. When if you missed 5 times, you failed the course. And this class was taught by someone who had just graduated the year prior. I did not know them at all.
How did that person have credentials to teach a college credit course?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I have no idea. Maybe they had like a degree in
This is
sports.
back in those days before we required credentials of people.
I have no idea. Again, it was a 1 credit golf class though.
So you failed?
Well, that's where we're going in the story.
Okay.
So I missed 2 classes over the fail amount. I remember in the last week of the semester, writing the guy a message and look, I'm so sorry. I'm dealing with mental health stuff. I don't have a good excuse other than I was sleeping. I'm sorry that I missed a couple of because they weren't always teaching. A lot of them were practice days where you just would show up and hit the ball against the wall for an hour.
Yeah.
And so I said, look, I missed some of these days. There is no good excuse. If I fail this class, which is worth 1 credit, it's golf, I will have to stay here another year. Please, for love of all that's good, let me through. And they let me through with a C. And that was embarrassing and not good.
He didn't require you to do anything else, like come in extra and make up those days?
You know what? He did make me write a short essay on the history of golf, the origin of golf, and the business of it today, something like that. And so I did not do good research, but I did enough research for 1 credit. And that's right.
Because I could see being like, well, this Saturday I will be there all day. You can come and hit walls against the
wall.
Until you have made up the number of hours.
I could easily imagine it. But yeah. Anyway, back to the story of the best thing that's ever happened in my life. So outdoors, at these Rotemboro, they have these giant hot buckets so you can sit and enjoy profound amounts of heat while having your upper body a little cooler. And it is the case, at least in the men's side of this thing, that the people will go from inside while grabbing their genitals with one hand and covering their chest with the other and run and get into the bucket. And then afterwards, being nicely heated up for 5 or 10 minutes, they will resume the same stance to run back in again and then enjoy the inside bath instead. I don't know what came over me. I went out and I had my little hot bucket time, very, very nice. And then I noticed there were these chairs outside that I think are used in the warmer months just to enjoy the fresh air.
Or if you get too hot.
You can get out for a moment. And I thought to myself, it might be nice to sit out here and cool down. And so where the Japanese men were streaking back inside as fast as they could, I just sat there for 20 minutes outside in the absolutely freezing air as snow was falling onto me. And it was perfect. It was so nice sitting and looking at the snowy mountains, enjoying the cool air. I think it's the case that some cultures do this. It might be Finnish, I'm not sure on that.
There's like the sauna stuff.
Yeah, the move from extreme warm to extreme cold repeatedly. But it was lovely, and I still thought to myself, man, if I just died here, that might be okay. I would not be able to tell stream friends. I feel bad for noms, but everything.
Yeah, we'd all be waiting. We'd be like, well, still waiting for Resorty.
We'll get to that part in a moment. So it was just like what John Dewey calls a consummatory experience. Everything fit together just right in that moment, and I want to go back to it at some point, and that's how it goes. Yep.
There were some issues with this nice consummatory experience, though. I would like to point them out. The chair that you were on, Americans, you are familiar with this chair. It is the white plastic flimsy chair that you put. It's like the porch furniture that, yeah, it's that stuff. It's one of those.
And so
I never sit on them because they look gross to me. Putting my bare butt on that, I do not know.
Well, I
will sit on teak if they have a nice teak one. I will put my towel down over the teak and sit on that.
I took a bucket of water and rinsed it off. That was fine. But the other thing is, if you pull up one of these and want to buy them, they will say, here is the maximum weight for this thing. I have broken 2 of these at parties back in grad school and felt very, very bad about it in both cases. I did not want to break these. And so, as part of my best experience of my entire life, I was sitting just on the edge, leaning almost all of my weight onto my legs.
Oh, that's a good point, Forster. They're not metal, of course.
They're not metal, you won't get stuck to them.
In the cold, you won't get stuck to them. In the sun, they won't burn.
It's true. It's true.
Because I always think it's like this very nice spa experience, and here is a plastic chair.
Yeah.
Like, here's your $15 Lowe's chair. And it just didn't fit for me. But now I understand why they would use plastic.
Yeah, but I sat on it. It was so darn nice. Many of you come in and said hello. Let me offer a hello back. It is indeed slideshow time, story time. There'll be gaming, possibly not today, but gaming fairly soon in the life of the stream. So yeah, that was like perfect and lovely. And Noms and I had agreed we would meet afterwards at 2:30 in the main hall. And so I was keeping an eye on the clock. They have clocks nicely up around the area so that you can find yourself a time without wearing a watch or having your phone. It's up to 2:30. And so at 2:23, I said to myself, okay, I need to get ready. I need to leave this beautiful moment and go out and get ready and go to the lobby. And I was there at 2:27, 2:28. Okay, Noms will meet her in 2 minutes. No Noms. One common thing after Japanese saunas, bath like this, is that one gets a glass of milk. That strawberry milk in particular, very exciting. And
it's
so
usually coffee milk is what most people
coffee
have.
Milk. Huh, I've only had plain milk
coffee,
plain milk or strawberry milk. Delightful. And so I was like, okay, we got a couple minutes left. I like my milk. And so I turned to one of the attendants there and approached him. And I believe he thought I was going to go for him in English. Because when I began speaking to him in Japanese, he sort of went, and he shook his body in a way. And then took my Japanese response to it correctly. I asked, where's the milk? Thanks so much. Not a big deal.
Yeah, because you can do, where is the...
I can do where is the. I'm always growing my vocabulary. I've done the little Duolingo every day for 40 days now, really consistently. Proud of myself on that. Yes, Noms.
I would just like to point out that my favorite feature of Duolingo is the weekly competition.
Yes, Noms has spent so very much time trying to win the weekly competition and move up the ranks. I do not do that. What's milk in Japanese? I mean, number one, like every other English word, it's been jammed in Japanese directly, so you can order just milku, that's
Miruku.
all. Yeah, milku, thank you. The traditional word, though, is gunyu, and I use the traditional word because, as Nam says, I'm an absolute nationalist when it comes to language. And the reason why I don't use words like potato in Japanese, but say jagaimo instead, is when we were in the US, I began learning lots of Japanese words because Nam's taught me traditional Japanese in the 1970s, which is when her parents picked up Japanese. And so when I got here and had these words ready to go, and then discovered I could just say potato instead. I refuse to do it. Traditional Japanese or no Japanese for me, thank you.
Fried potato.
Fried potato indeed. Outrageous. Anyway, so I got there, I got my milk, drank my milk, looked at the watch. It's now 2:32.
I wonder whether potato is used for potato that you eat and jagaimo is used for like its raw form. I don't know.
Possibly. I have ordered jagaimo though, and they've given it to me. Now, it might be the wrong word, but they knew what I was saying at least. Yeah, so 2:34 comes, 2:37, 2:42. At this point, I send Noms the old Doka Deska to ask her where she is, and no response on that one. I start worrying quite a bit. And about 2:45, Noms goes and rolls on in. I would like to indicate that I broke early from the best experience in my entire life to make sure I was there on time. Little Noms, what happened?
There was a second little area that I hadn't seen, and I went in there, and it was like these ladies, except it was a stone hut with a little cutout window, and I was like, oh, I can't miss out on this. FOMO-tarian!
Absolutely. So Nam decided that she was going to explore instead of meeting us on time. Hey, Cert! It's so good seeing you, Cert. Thanks for a nice message a couple days ago. I'll definitely get onto that. But Cert, awesome seeing you. Hope things are good for you.
It was nice. It was possibly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sit in there.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, that's the story. Best thing.
I thought certainly Resorty would encourage me to use it instead of not using it and worry about what I missed out on for the rest of my entire life.
I'm sure, Nam, that had we talked about it, I understand. But
I did not have
we
my
set
phone
a very
with me because they said you can't take your phone.
It's true. No phones allowed. No cameras. It's all good, Noms. All good. So real quick, we then moved on to our next location. You going away, Noms?
Baby.
There's more shows to show.
But I've started a bath.
Okay, Noms going to take a bath. We'll see you, Noms. Love you lots. We'll continue Uncle Resorty's slideshow for a little bit here. Is this a wooden whale keychain? No, it's a club. So, at our last location, this down in Noboribetsu Onsen, which is from Sapporo down here. It's an onsen town, a town entirely based around hot springs, and then resorts that use that hot spring water to make lovely medicinal baths. And so this one is a club, actually. Like, why on earth is there a club on our keychain? More on that in a moment. I want to take pictures for you of this more traditional building. We've entered the room. We're standing on what's called a genkan. There's a slight step up from where I am, what you're seeing. With a step up, you take off your shoes. And so many doors before us. The left door there is the shower room. The immediate right door is the bathroom. Beyond that, a closet, of course. In the closet are the robes one can wear throughout the building if you want to. And then the main door, look, it's Noms. Hello, Noms. And then in there is the somewhat messy room in which we stayed. And this was as we were leaving, so I didn't have time to tidy up for you all. But there you go. And outside, again, a lovely view of nature. And yeah, what a mess. What a mess. I should take a better picture for y'all. Anyway, what a mess. Good fun, good fun. And look in the middle there, a pile of a pile of photos. What have I done? Oh no! What picture were we on? Oh boy, I clicked out of it somehow. Here, later than that, oh boy. Photo 60 maybe? Okay, that's roughly where we are. So, in the middle there, a pile of postcards being sent out. Is this considered a Western room style? Yes. Now, it's not fully Western, because the floor there is the tatami weaved mats, but that it does have beds as opposed to futon on the floor. It makes it a Western style room. And yeah, it's very common for Japanese folks to sleep in separate beds, even those who are married, to get better sleep and so on. So almost every hotel we've stayed in, the Western rooms do have separate beds as well. That's how it goes. On we go! You remember a moment ago I showed you there was a club keychain here. This is because throughout this area there are so many of these clubs. Hello, Noms.
I was going to say either that or because maybe Japanese people are much tinier, so they actually, both of them fit in that tiny bed, and then the other bed is for their children.
I mean, while that might be true for a hotel, I know it's the case that in most Japanese households, they maintain separate beds.
But they probably have twin beds, not full-size beds.
Most likely right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are these clubs, delightful clubs throughout. And unfortunately, this area was so snowy and icy, so I couldn't go down and see them directly. And there are these creatures, these little demons, with their clubs also. If we continue along, we see more and more of the same. And so this area, Noboribetsu, it thinks itself as a demon town because they themselves have the pit of hell is the main attraction in town. So there's more and more of these fellows throughout. I didn't have time to read the didactics, so I can't tell you the exact story. But all throughout the town, there are many of these, all dressed up in different ways. I don't think I took the photo of the one that asked for money, but there's one of these that has arms stretched out in front of it, and tourists just put lots of little pieces of money into its arms. And I'm not sure if it's bad luck not to do so, but they are all somewhat different. To prove that we're actually in Japan, I took a quick picture of a torii gate. If you ever come to Japan, you'll find that these things are literally everywhere. And so though they seem incredibly special to people who have not been to Japan or want to romanticize Japanese culture, they are everywhere for sure. On we go. While walking, I saw these. Quite a few of the little bushes and trees have these kinds of support structures on them as a way in which they help the plants maintain their shape. Even as they're snowed on, and I think it's absolutely ingenious. I expect that some places in the U.S. do it, but I've not seen it previously. Also, as cherry trees get older and older here, often instead of cutting off parts of the cherry trees, the groundskeepers will build support structures to help the cherry trees stay up wherever it's gone. They're Blair Witch structures. Never seen Blair Witch, but you do in Canada also. Cool. At least in the part of the U.S. I've lived, I've not seen it, but that said, it wasn't that snowy. On we go. Right. So this is the first part of the pathway to get to the big attraction. We had to go so very slowly to get through this area because, man, it was slippery. And unfortunately, there were none of those, if you're slipping, take this sandbox. If you've just shown up recently, my favorite thing in the entirety of Sapporo is on entirety of Hokkaido is on almost every street corner. There's a box of communal sandbags they're allowed to take to help get rid of the slippery ice. So very slippery stones. Those stones have probably been there forever, but how it goes. And there you go. This is the so-called pit of hell. I don't recall the exact Japanese phrase, but it's a area that's incredibly sulfurous. The air smells so terrible all throughout. But it is quite the thing. I don't know if it's the most exposed sulfur vents in all of Japan, but it is the most exposed sulfur vents in all of Hokkaido at least. And as we continue along, it was getting nighttime. Happily, they do have this updated bridge, which was still pretty slippery, but not as bad as stone would probably be. And so we had another angle of the same thing. You also see a trickle of water here, because yes, indeed, this sulfurous pit also produces sulfurous water, which is then used by the various onsens and hotels in the area to fill their baths. Towards the end, more pictures of the same thing, and then the end point of the entire trip is that thing right there. It's sort of like Yellowstone in that occasionally it erupts, but the eruption here is just a few small bubbles. It is so disappointing. If you go to see it, this sulfurous water pit, it does say eruption, but the eruption is tiny, 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 very low pressure. Yeah, it sure is something there. And there we are at the end there, taking a little photo, just to remember the time we went out there. Once again, you'll notice I don't know how to smile. That's how this goes. And at this point, I would like to make a quick comment on the Instagramification of the world. You will see that photo we took is not flattering at all. Because we got into position, we took our click, and on we went. Because there's a line of people who want to take a photo also. Big old long line of people want to see things throughout the whole area. But, there were these people who would set up a tripod and have themselves make these poses. Make these poses over the course of 5 or so minutes. Click, 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 click in all the best photo locations. And boy howdy, there was a line of people waiting. And I didn't know how to say anything in a way that was appropriate for the situation. But that people want to block up the line is annoying, number one. And number two, that they've moved to a different presentation of what it is to be at a place really bothers me. Because I'm totally cool with just the quick picture that shows you, hey, this is how the place is, or here's how we are. A big fan of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Let's hold it up if we can. Big fan of the look, there's a thing in the background. Big fan of just standing there. But no, the attempt to get just the perfect photo where one looks a particularly kind of seductive way. It takes a long time. Not a fan of that at all. Anyway, that's the story of the Hell's Pit area. All good. And then there's this. I do not know where this comes from, where this is. It appears to be a shrine, and that appears to be a governor, maybe an emperor. I didn't have time to look into the story here, but every other hour, this character comes to life. On the hour, music begins playing, very ominous, loud music. And people line up all around it to see what's going to happen. Now, poor little Noms is only, 5 feet tall. And people kept cutting in front of her to see. And she got very frustrated by that. And I did also. I don't know where it is. No. I know where it is. It's in Noboribetsu. What I don't know is what it is. Who the character is. If it's a particular historical figure or what exactly. But poor Nom kept getting cut off, and I didn't know how to help her. And I offered to hold her on my shoulders, but she was against that. And I don't know if you'd like me telling this story, but here I go. At one point, as the event was about to start, a man who was speaking in Chinese cut directly in front of her. And unthinkingly, she hissed at him like she hisses at Fritz, our cat. And the man looked back and walked to the side. Now, you'll have to ask her if she went for the hiss like hissing at a cat because she doesn't speak Mandarin, or if instead it was from some deeper part of her that wants to express dismay straight away. Anyway, Nom's eventually got a spot where she could see also. But after the course of, 5 or so minutes of really ominous music, Big Boy comes to life and begins moving his arms around, lifting them in front of his face, and becoming the Demon King. He is the Oni, after all. Now, why that is, I have no idea. But it goes from just sitting there, arms go up, face changes over, and then he raises arms and makes a little speech, and it moves in like very, very poor quality animatronic ways, sort of like the band at Chuck E. Cheese. And after a time making a speech, he turns back over again, returning to what he was before. A weird little moment. Wished I had time to research it. You can do it in your spare time if you want to, but again, probably some important figure of Noboribetsu history. Oh, there he is being big angry again. Sorry, the photos were out of order there. But yeah, big angry all the way. In the summer, this area is much more commonly toured in the summer because it was very windy and very cold. They have all of these summer festivals of the demons. They have, they have lots of fireworks while everyone's dressed up in demonic ways. How does it work? Does the head turn like a mass raising up? Yeah, it's like a mass raising up. I don't know exactly because the character's hands were in front of it. I didn't have a good angle. But no, the head did not turn around. I can definitely say that's the case. Can we tell from these two? Yeah. There's a little something extra here below his beard. So I'm guessing the face goes up into the hat. But that's to destroy the secret of it all. Something like that. You kind of see a few pictures back. Oh, can you actually? Did I get the moment of truth? Oh, there you go. Good eye. We did get the moment of truth. So the red face slides up, actually. Oh, the magic is broken. I thought it was actually a Demon King. Yeah, there you go. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Okay, so summer's the big time to go here, actually. This has some winter tourism from idiots like me who want to go on icy slopes. Here is a picture of the city itself, in case you just want to see the kind of place it is. A lot of it is shut down over the winter. I just see many of these stores shut down. The indication of the tax-free status, you'd see a lot here also. I believe it's the case that if you buy over 5,000 yen of things that are not frozen, and why that is I'm not sure, you pay no taxes on your transaction in this area. It's a way to encourage tourism in the area from people outside of Japan. Often when people see me shopping, they assume I'm tax-free, and I always have to tell them, no, please charge me tax, which feels strange and in some measure anti-American. Like, I should just not pay the taxes. But I want to be a good resident of Japan and do my part to help keep the roads good and so on. In this area, there is a number of tourist shops also. You can see the many kind of things they sell. Didn't have time to go in, but you can see the little owl pointing over, a little Oni figure there, some howling wolves, and more and more. Also, another window of the same kind of thing shows these little birds. Don't know what kind of birds they are. Adorable, adorable, adorable. Very good. Then, to delight you, I took a picture of food that is sold here. I didn't do a good job taking the part I wanted to show you. Hello, Dino. What made me wear glasses? I couldn't see the board in 4th grade, and then I tried to use contacts in high school, and I don't like touching my eye. It's not just my deal here. It's how it goes. So what I failed to take a picture of in this one is in the upper right-hand corner. You can barely see it, but that is a lump of butter served on top of the ramen. In this area, Hokkaido, it is the big dairy area of Japan. And so like these big piles of corn and big piles of butter show up on tremendous number of dishes that are not normally served that way, in Tokyo at least. All right, Seiko Mart is a convenience store that only exists in this part of Japan. It's like every other convenience store we have in Tokyo, except it also does more ordinary grocery. This city does not have an ordinary grocery store, I'm fairly sure, and so everyone does their shopping at Seiko Mart. But don't you worry! Mere steps from the Seiko Mart, you'll find the 7-Eleven also. I always try to get you a 7-Eleven photo because, golly gosh, they are absolutely everywhere. And there's an interesting story in the New York Times over the weekend, that's not true, 4 days ago on Monday, Tuesday, about the future of 7 & I. As you probably know from the stream already, 7 & I is the company that owns all of the 7-Elevens around the world, including in the US. And they've recently had a couple of offers to buy them out for billions of dollars from Canadian company. And the deal has been refused over and over again because there's a fear that if 7-Eleven is sold to a non-Japanese company or non-Japanese person, they'll stop caring about the customers and go for maximum efficiency, maximum profit as fast as possible. And so the article in the Times talks about the person who started 7 & I, Mr. Ito, and his son, and how they're followers of a particular tradition of Japanese capitalism. It says, sure, profits matter, but what matters most of all is that your customers are happy with you. And so if you make even minor changes to be more profitable that upset the customers, why would you ever do that? And so right now, Mr. Ito's son, named Ito also, has a minority share of 7 & I, but he's trying to buy it out instead of the Canadians, and currently is working with a consortium of Japanese banks to keep 7-Eleven Japanese, which I think is a fascinating issue. But yeah, a Canadian company is trying to buy it, and Mr. Ito is scared they'll ruin the 7-Eleven. Can't do that, of course. What is next here? Yes, I give you your fan service. I see anime things. I take pictures of anime things. Is this Sailor Moon? I don't know, but I know some of you like anime things, so there are your adorable little girls doing their little girl things. Don't worry, they're all thousands of years old. Okay, I want to stop the fan service by giving you even better fan service. Many onsens have a required outfit that one wears outside of the bedroom. If you want to go anywhere inside, you have to wear their official uniform. I asked them for the largest size, and this is what they gave me. Everyone else in the onsen had big old baggy wrists, big old baggy pants. This is not like pulled up a bunch to make a point. This is me wearing it as best as I possibly can. And those accursed slippers, you have to wear them. To breakfast one morning, I wore a pair of socks instead to play the role of the slippers. And I went in and I sat down for breakfast, and one of the hostesses ran over with a pair of slippers and requested very strongly I put them on. And once again, I jammed my little toes into it, hoping beyond hope that it wouldn't hurt too much. And man, it hurt so very much. So note to you who are larger and want to go to Japan, you might want to think ahead about where you're staying, because this place was more focused on traditional Japanese service, and that means Japanese size clothing. Absolutely. Friends, our ad break is coming in 30 seconds. We're going to keep on keeping on, because I want to make sure we get through this in a reasonable hour today. The intro's been going for 2.5 hours. We haven't even played Redactyl yet. Absolute craziness. I do wonder if it makes sense for me to buy my own slippers. I've already tried this once. I bought the largest size of house slippers on Amazon Japan, and they did not fit. So I'm suspecting there's a big and tall store somewhere in Tokyo that I could order the largest size there, but like I said, the largest Japanese size tends not to fit me for most things. There's an area of town called Roppongi, though, that's very foreigner heavy, so they'll probably have them there. I'll need to do some work. On the table there, you'll see a pile of New Year's cards. I mentioned earlier, 2/3 of the New Year's cards are in the mail right now from various places in northern Japan. I'll get the rest of them out later today. We'll see. Is Japan cool with handmade slippers? I do not know. There's a great desire for standardization. Like I said, this particular place, they want you to all be wearing the same clothes, all be wearing the same slippers. If I came in my own slippers, I do not know what would happen. I do not know if it would lead to dismay. If I could explain that my feet are too large and very uncomfortable, who knows. Enough of this horror. What comes next? All right, after our time, we're coming to the end, friends. After our time in that town, enjoying the baths, enjoying the sights, it was time for us to take a special bus all the way back to the airport. And this driver just did not care. Where some Japanese bus drivers will call out, we are now turning to the left, we are now going to have a hard stop. This man just drove like a crazy person and said nothing. And I don't know why that was. But everyone was sleeping. We were in the very, very back row. I'm not sure if there's a superstition among Chinese people in particular about not using the back row of the bus. On this bus, I believe almost everyone was some form of Chinese. And consistently, the back row was not taken. I don't think it was especially uncomfortable, but on this bus and 2 others we took, the back row was just not used at all. So not sure. On the bus we took some pictures. Again, the ocean there, the light of God shining forward, some more ocean on the side, all really lovely stuff. Past some farming area. As we said, the Hokkaido area is the major agricultural producer of Japan, so beautiful farmland. Reminds me of our time in the Midwest US. Another photo from the road, it seems. Another one there. Okay, we're now at the airport. I think there are 3 pictures left, and then that will be that. This was a nice little thing. I don't know why the airport has this, but they call it the calming down room, and it does indeed have a door on it. It's just this little spot set aside that allows one to calm down. And those are sound absorbing tiles on the wall, a little couch there for taking a nap if you want to. All fine. I decided to calm down also. Is that the next photo? It is not. I've decided that I am the great enemy of the Japanese security system. I was actually wearing a greenish shirt and bluish pants as we went through security. That photo feels a bit like me, like they're calling me out. But the last photo will show you me at relaxation. This is the most high-tech massage chair I've seen in my life. It includes a little astronaut-esque helmet that comes down over your head when you start it to block out the light. And it grabs you and it punches you. And that, my friends, is the end of the slideshow. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it delighted you. I had photos of birds. We have photos of the police bot, the children hiding from the police bot, the fancy Japan Airlines self-check-in, Shohei Ohtani's things. There's snow. There's food. I'm returning my favorite picture. Yes, if you missed this section, it's my favorite thing about Japan so far. These boxes of sand that you can use to help make the ground not so slippery. And it's totally free, and you just get it, and it's good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the slideshow, folks. It was nice putting together for you. Always nice after vacation to bring you a little bit of what I did. That is the longest vacation we've taken in, I don't know. Yeah, in our time together. You know, Noms and I tend to take very short weekend vacations. Now, unfortunately, while we were gone, She received so many emails and text messages asking her to do things from the university. And so many of them began with, I know I'm interrupting your vacation, but ... And this may have led to a number of outbursts involving, we are never going on vacation again, these people can't be trusted, this sort of thing. So, we'll see. Maybe our one vacation ever. Did I see people use the sandboxes? I did. Yeah, people who noticed the ground was especially slippery while they were waiting for a light to change would grab sand out and pull open the little sand bag and spill some sand on the ground. That was pretty good for sure. How do you use a sandbox? Just like that. You take the sand out of the box and then use it, for sure. How did Fritz handle the separation? Yeah, Fritz was okay. Cat Fritz was a little bit stressed out about the experience of us being away. We got a pet sitter this time who visited once a day, and Fritz was afraid of her for a little bit of time, but then she bribed him with treats, and they were totally cool after that. Taking pictures of the cat and little videos also, and yeah, she was absolutely lovely and did a really good job. And we got home, everything seemed to be in good place. Now Fritz did freak out a little bit, but less than usual. When we come in the door, he hears us from upstairs and rushes on down and makes this really pathetic little cry. I'm not gonna try to give you that little pathetic cry right now, but it is one that suggests that he is displeased to see us. We gave him a couple of treats, we gave him some pets, and he settled down, but even during sleep last night, he really didn't want to leave my side. He would chase me around no matter where I went and push up close to me. It was very sweet. Sweet to suggest that the cat might want to spend some time with me on a day like this. I think he was less needy, though, when we left him alone for 2 or 3 days. Hello, Jonah. Good seeing you. Beard Zordy. Yep, the beard will continue growing for another 5.5 months, I believe. Why are you here? This is my house. I think Fritz's sense was the pet sitter was much nicer than we are, because we gave him, she gave him treats every single day, and we do not. Also, when the pet sitter was giving us an update on how it was going about midway through the week, she sent a picture of Fritz drinking groundwater, because yes, indeed, she was pouring water on the floor for him every single day, like I asked, like a crazy person. So our instructions said, this much food, please clean the litter box and put the trash here. And when you give him water in his water bowl, please spill it on the ground. He really, really likes it. And he does. He likes his groundwater so darn much. I do have an updated picture of Fritz that I would like to put on screen, because Noms took it the other night, and I'm not sure I can find it right now. One second, team. We'll find this thing. And, yeah. How the heck are you all doing? I haven't asked yet. I've been gone for a whole week. How did you fill your time? Was as much video gaming as always? Did you watch other streamers? I promise I'll not be mad if you cheated on me, but what's going on in your neck of the woods? Where is Fritz's picture? There it is. Actually, we have 2 pictures to show you, and we can decide which one to put up, if and you'd like. All right, picture sending on my phone. You would never watch and tell. I guarantee at least Farinanthus has watched other streamers. Whew, not sure I can deal with that. You're playing Warhammer? It is the case. We'll be playing Warhammer on Monday. I believe I bought the new DLCs. I think we'll be doing a green skin playthrough for our first time ever. We'll see how it goes. You're in a book called Cute Accelerationism, a postmodern Deleuzian take on the concept of cute. I mean, here in Japan, the word kawaii, cute, is used so often. It's one of these words that if you're in any store, you will hear. It seems that many of the positive terms I would use about figurines or pictures or what else? Clothing, all just become cute. What game on Monday? Total War Warhammer 3. Yeah, a game that I I love playing, but we can't play too often. I only play it when new DLC comes out, so we'll see. You watched some Netflix? Last night, Noms and I watched the first half of Shaun of the Dead, a comedy horror film I've seen before that Noms likes quite a bit. In the first half, as we mentioned earlier, she's a little under the weather now. She's been coughing and seems otherwise potentially unwell. All right, we got 2 photos here. One of which was posted on, I think, Discord, so you may have already seen it if you're a Discordian. If not, you should be. It's a nice place to be. This photo was our sending out the first 50 cards, first 50 mailed cards. I've now sent out 105 of them. We ended up with 160 some people this year who get a New Year's card in the mail. What I love about this photo is that Fritz was cleaning himself and was faced away from me. And so I grabbed the cards and snuck up on him, and only at the last minute did he notice I was there. And so that is him mid-cleaning of his left side, pivoting toward me quickly, and seeing the New Year's cards that are in the mail. All handwritten. One thing is we get more and more New Year's cards going out each year. I am being a little repetitive in some of the cards, especially any of you who are lurkers. I apologize that you might get a somewhat generic card, just because I don't know much about you. But I know some people really enjoy posting their finished card on Discord, which is cool. But if you notice repeated sentences, then I apologize. I swear I'm just not that clever. So, and also I am thinking if we get a bigger card exchange, if it gets over 200, 250, I'm not sure I'll be able to do it all by hand anymore, at least not the address side. So I think next year I'm probably going to have the addresses printed out on those like labels, because right now I handwrite those also. Use ChatGPT for messages? That's a very good idea. I want to see how that works, actually. This is the best idea you've ever had. Okay, let's see. What's it called? It's Gemini. That's the one we use on channel. It's been a while. It's been a 2.0 Flash. They're bringing Flash back? How exciting. Hello, ChatGPT. Lovely. I'd like to send my friends some New Year's cards. I need a, what's it called? Default message, not default, generic message that I can send to hundreds of people around the world. The only things they have in common are an ability to read English and a desire to watch the Twitch Resorty stream. Please give me 50 words to write on my cards. Thank you. All right. Wishing you a happy new year filled with joy, laughter, and exciting Twitch streams. May 2025 bring you unforgettable moments and endless entertainment. Cheers to another year of amazing resorty content. Wait, how did it know exactly what I wrote on every single card? Absolutely perfect. So one thing that I think I really struggle with on the cards, and you'll see this in yours most likely, which is I like speaking of what's happening here as us being together. So I say things on the cards like, thank you for choosing to watch Resort. Thank you for being part of our community. I say things like, I really appreciate your chatting, blah, 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 blah. And I think for these kinds of cards, I'm supposed to be more promotional. Let's say, like, watch me in 2025. This is your boy Resorty, etc. And so I don't know. I mean, I just write what I happen to write. It's all true. It's what I'm feeling. But, as the community gets larger, I don't know many of you. That's fine. I mean, we have a good time anyway. but I worry that as we go along, the messages might get more generic. That doesn't feel great, but see how it goes. Say stay tuned. That's right. Make sure you're in stream on March 15th to see the best Resorty stream ever. Give me your view time. Yum, yum, yum. Absolutely. Hey, Ken, good seeing you. You have the card from last year and look forward to the new one, whatever I wrote. So, Tim, this is one fear also. Okay. So some of you I do know some things about, but not a lot. And so I worried so much while writing that I might be saying the same things to you this year that I said last year. For example, friend Klaus, I know like 5 things about him in particular. And one is that he comes on a channel with great dad jokes regularly. And I think last year I said, hey, thanks for the great dad jokes. And so this year I didn't write that to Klaus because I don't want to be repetitive. And so, yes, the activity of writing New Year's cards, while I love doing it, is full of a lot of worrying, honestly. And this is why we need a default message to everyone. In conclusion, this is a therapy stream, I'm afraid. All right, one more Fritz picture to show you, taken earlier this year. That's not, that is true, but earlier this week in particular. And it's Fritz looking adorable in the way we try to have him look regularly. It's right here. There you go. I finished reading Sally Rooney's Ordinary People, I think it's called. Not a huge fan. I'll put a review on Discord eventually. But Fritz decided to read it after me. Oh, it was pretty darn cute there. What a cutie there. Keep a notepad on the computer that's all the messages per year, but I handwrite. I think the idea of keeping a record of what I write to every person every year is absurd. Now, I do like Farinanthus' idea that I could upload everyone's chat into the old chat GPT and have personalized message written that way, but don't you worry, team. I will, I'll work on it. You'll get some good New Year's cards anyway. How did Fritz take the trip away? He's fine now. Yep, having a cat sitter worked well. That said, I told the cat sitter that she charges way too little money. She's charging only $2,200 per day to come visit the cat. I know she lives on the other side of Tokyo, so probably at least 10 of that is consumed by the train. And I don't know. I don't know the fair prices to look after someone's cat for a week, but a little over 10,000 yen. Is that right? Yeah, 10,000 yen feels too little to me, but especially because the site that she's using takes fees out also. I don't know. We have her on WhatsApp now. I guess I could hire her directly in the future, but probably no more long vacations anytime soon, I'm afraid. All right. Anything else, folks? I noticed over on Discord that we do have the first gifts arriving from the charity stream. I guess I should show that probably in case yours hasn't come yet. I swear they're in the mail somewhere. And let's get that shown here. I will probably not be video gaming today. You might notice that I'm currently vamping or stalling. I was thinking through, should I try to play Farm Sim today? But no, I do have to go spend time with Noms fairly soon. Have I tipped generously? We don't tip in Japan. Yeah, so our friend Raw got a little picture of Fritz in the mail. Friend Klaus here got the stickers and the Polaroids. I'd like to point out here that that Klaus's keyboard has some schmutz on it. So I'd like very much to suggest that that Klaus should be shamed. Because when I show my keyboard, you all say, Resorty, that's dirty, that's terrible, how do you live that way? Klaus has some schmutz. Please get to shaming on that one too. Farm Sim can be played any day, no need to rush it. Thank you. I was thinking, like, I probably have half an hour stream left if I wanted to, as it is a Saturday and Noms is home and so on, but I don't want to rush through the first 30 minutes of Farm Sim and then just stop, possibly. I also got here, other games. A final TF2 comic's been released. What's that mean? Oh, friends, the Steam sale is here. I should ask about that. Has anyone got any great deals on the Steam sale yet? I did buy some Warhammer DLC. I know it's the case that there are quite a few games available right now that we'd probably check out. We'll go and discuss that, and then I'll say goodbye afterwards, I believe. But, yeah. What should we look at? What's good on the Steam Winter Sale? You're trying not to look at it? Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I apologize if I'm tempting you to sin now. But, one of my favorite games on the Steam Awards. Do we have opinions here, team? Unlock special stickers by voting on each 11 categories below. What is the game of the year? So unfortunately, I've played only one of these. Belantro is the one I've played. It's a card game in which you make more and more absurd connections between various upgraded cards before you're able to earn buku points through and through. Belantro apparently was just recently rated like plus 18 adults only, and it's because it teaches you gambling strategy. And the person who developed it was so frustrated that they were given that higher score, because apparently other games that do allow real-world gambling in them have the lower rating. But apparently being the gateway to poker is the thing gets rated plus 18. Helldivers 2, I did not play. I know nothing about it. Space Marine 2, I'm surprised this is set up as a game of the year. It came out quite recently. I know it's big on Twitch. Stalker 2, I do not know. Black Myth Wukong, I know is a Dark Souls-like game that was crazily popular in China because it's playing into the Journey to the East/West, whatever. Did Astro Boy win Game of the Year? I think it won Game of the Year at some like game show. There are a lot of the Game of the Year voting happening right now. This is for Steam though, so we're not allowed to nominate anything else. So we're gonna go do Belantro. Stalker 2 is even more recent. Okay. I think Astrobot may not be sold on Steam. I might be wrong about that. Yeah, I wonder why they're saying that the best games of the year came out towards the end. We're going Belantro. Hooray for indie things. Woo! I got a chat sticker of clapping. Good. Next up, what is the VR game of the year? Team, you're gonna have to vote for me. I know none of these. Number 1 is Maestro. Wait, do you actually conduct a symphony? Do I need to get a VR machine simply to do this? A Metro Awakening, a shoot-'em-up game, Blade and Sorcery, looking kind of Skyrim-esque, DeVigo, kind of old-school graphics, looking like an adventure game of some sort. A little bit of show me what you got there. And Five Nights at Freddy. This is a horror game that people like engaging in role play in chat rooms while streamers play it. I'll never play that one for sure. Blade and Sorcery is really fun. Okay. Based on that simple comment there, Ark, I think we're going to say we're going to Blade and Sorcery. The Maestro seemed like my kind of game among these. Blade and Sorcery, super fun. Got a second one. We have the VR clapping now. Very good. The Labor of Love Award. The game's been out for a while. The team is past the debut of their creative baby, but being good parents they are, the devs continue to nurture and support their creation. The game, to this day, is getting new content for all these. After all these years, well, it's been out for a while and still getting updates. I know all of these games. I don't know what kind of updates they've gotten. I believe the dev who made Stardew Valley is thinking about making a new game, or maybe working on a new game. Dota 2, like League of Legends, gets content all the time, so they keep giving things to buy more and more. No Man's Sky, of course, is the game that came out as hot garbage, and has been made very, very good as I understand it, and it does get updates regularly. Elden Ring, I know, got a new DLC this year. It doesn't feel like an especially old game for me. It feels like it's still within its normal upgrade and DLC cycle. And then Baldur's Gate 3 also came out this year. So my sense is that Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate are far too new of games to really be impressive in how the devs are keeping them improving IMO. So I'm either Stardew Valley or No Man's Sky. And the issue is I just don't know what Stardew Valley's been doing. So we could look it up and be informed informed voters who are taking serious our civic responsibility, or I can just push buttons. Baldur's Gate came out last year. Okay. Baldur's Gate 3 had a patch a few months ago that added 12 subclasses. Okay, so there has been a lot of things going on there. I see. I'm going to No Man's Sky. I think I need the redemption arc of No Man's Sky forever. To me, I want to say what the people of No Man's Sky did is one of the more heroic achievements in all of gaming history. Because they easily could have said, we released a bad game, thank you for your money, see you next time around. But instead, they've stuck with it, and I know many of you are still playing it and being delighted by the updates all the way through. So, No Man's Sky, all the way. What do we get for that? We got a Labor of Love chat sticker. Now, many of you know already, though I allow people to freely add me on Steam, feel free to do so. I never use the chat on Steam, so I'm getting all these chat stickers I will never ever use. Best Game on Steam Deck Award. Man, breaking down all of these games to particular machines, particular game formats seems strange to me. Because I don't have a Steam Deck, so why do I want to celebrate this thing? I'm guessing that Steam Deck is like my Switch. I do have a Switch for sure. So Blotro is on every single device now. You can play it on your phone if you want to. I've managed to resist buying it there also, because I know if I do so, I'll never talk to a person in public again, unfortunately. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I've heard from a number of you it's really enjoyable. It's not one for me to stream, but I know some of you are playing it as like a chill-out kind of game. God of War Ragnarok. I've never played a God of War game. It surprises me it's playable on the handheld, but interesting. Hades 2. I did play Hades 1. Hades 1 for me was such a wonderful way of presenting the kill everything in your path plus storyline. I'd encourage you to keep playing the game by revealing more and more storyline as time went by. I love that. And then Rogue Trader, a game that I kind of wanted to stream, but I didn't think it would fit well into what we normally do. But I know it's a really lovely Warhammer game. Warhammer's coming pretty soon. Yeah, I think unfortunately because of how I play, I'm gonna have to do Blotro or Hades 2. I see some of you are saying Warhammer LOL. Always vote Warhammer. I think I'm not going to be swayed by that. I'm going Blotro. Blotro will win everything, obviously. Next up, the Better with Friends Award. So this suggests that I have friends with whom I play games. Alright, so I don't have VR, I don't have the Steam Deck, I don't have any friends. What's going on here? Helldivers 2! Is this the one that was super successful, and like there are robots to fight and aliens to fight, and it's all very satirical of democracy and imperialism, I think? Maybe so. Never played it though. Sons of the Forest! This is one of those many survival builder games, like 7 Days to Die and so on. Palworld is the one that there's discussion of whether Nintendo would sue them for making I think like a Pokemon-esque game, possibly. Helldivers is Starship Troopers. Man, I loved that show back in the day. What a funny show. Also, the first time I ever saw nudity in a movie. We'll not discuss that, but something else. Satisfactory, what a jarring moment that was. I've played Satisfactory. I see how it would be better with friends. I see it's clearly the case that you can build so much faster and explore so much more instead of just doing it for yourself forever. They removed the ability to throw spheres in Palworld monsters. So you don't catch with spheres anymore. You catch by throwing a giant rock instead. Got it. And then Space Marine, again, didn't play it. We could just vote for Warhammer on everything. Maybe next year we'll do that. I'm voting Satisfactory because I know how the game works. Outstanding Visual Style Award. I feel like I have to buy all these games to vote at all. Silent Hill 2. We're just going to watch the graphics here. Looks pretty dark. Darkness is not a good visual style. You just leave a lot of black on the canvas. Garbage. Number 2, Metaphor Fantasio. It's like a Persona game, I've been told. In principle, I reject anime. No. Next up, Hades 2. By familiarity with this series, we might go that way. I do like the shiny colors and how different levels are colored differently. No Nine Souls, or possibly Ko, if that's... I have no idea what that character is. Side-scroller, could have seen this years ago. Or Neva. Reminds me of Ori and the Blind Forest, maybe? I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask about visual attractiveness. What are y'all saying? I could abstain from all of them to not get the chat stickers. I have no real votes. Though it's the case that I'm trying very hard to take the vote seriously, more importantly, we're making content together. We're talking about things. No, I mean, I find it interesting to look through games I know nothing about and to get your take on what kinds of games are worth playing. Have I heard of the game Gris? Gris? No idea. No idea. All right, I see a number of you saying Neva is special. Neva looks pretty good. All right. By acclamation alone and my rejection of voting for anime, Neva wins. Most Innovative Gameplay Award. Designers of the game are the front line of creative experimentation, bringing a fresh perspective and brain-breaking surprises. This game delighted, inspired, and entertained with newness never played before. So Stalker 2, I wonder how the gameplay of this one is distinguished from Stalker 1. This appears to be a first-person game with a gun. I have played other games in which you play first-person with a gun. Afraid not. Number 2, Liar's Bar. So I know that some people play this in VR. I know some streamers play it. You reveal what's underneath your cup, and I believe you can shoot people who are lying to you. I've not played it. Not sure. Satisfactory, though it's a beautiful game, it is just Factorio in third person, so I'm gonna say no on that one. Helldivers feels, I don't know, like, is it PlanetSide? I think PlanetSide, maybe I played that. I'm afraid Blotcher wins again, team. The Joker mechanic, the various modifiers in this game are something totally new. A third vote for Balatro. There you go. Best Game You Suck At Award. Friends, I thought that usually there's at least one major strategy game in this category. And we always vote strategy game, of course. How dare you not put a Paradox game here? All right, I'm making you buy Balatro. All right, 1 second. Is Balatro in Humble Bundle? If so, you're about to get a speech in favor of Balatro. Because I'm not above shilling when I get a little bit of money. Let's see here. Balatro. Hey, it is here. It's on sale. Isn't that great? Everyone loves a game on sale. You know, Balatro is one of the most innovative games of the past few years. Balatro is a game that's, wait, what's that? You're not copy the link. Balatro is a game that takes the ordinary game of poker and turns it on its head with multiple levels of difficulty, with a wide variety of ways to play. Balatro is a game that I recommend with all of my heart. Why am I not getting a link here? Hello? Hello? Oh no! If Humble Bundle's not going to give me a link for this thing, I'd be very sad. Oh, am I on the wrong account? Wait, my partner dashboard can't be found. Have I been departnered? Hello? Well, that's no good. That's no good at all. It's still a good game. It's still worth playing, but how did I lose my partnership? Oh. I'll have to figure this one out off stream because that $1.20 I was about to get will not be gotten now. I made to reapply, they changed the partnership. Oh, okay. Well, that's rough. I've been canceling Garden. Blotch was really good, though. Whether you're supporting me by getting it or otherwise, it's worth getting. It's worth getting for sure. All right, what game was really hard this year? So Black Myth Wukong, again, a Dark Souls-esque game. Very popular. I'm sure it was plenty challenging. The finals. I don't know this game at all. And from the video, I'm not sure I can make anything of what this game pretends to be. Anyone play this one? Was it hard? Were you confused? Seems like maybe like parkour-esque game. Jump on stuff and such. It's a game that I'm specifically bad at. I mean, I haven't played any of them, so I didn't want to say it's the game that I clicked out. By clicking out, it gets rid of all your votes. Oh no! Oh, they're back now. They've returned, thank goodness. Can't vote? I mean, I can vote. I'm gonna go in right for Mickey Mouse. Who's Mickey Mouse this time? We will not vote for Dragon Ball. No anime allowed. Punching games? I'm pretty bad at punching games. They require like rhythm. Don't have that. Ghost of Tsushima, I believe, is also a Dark Souls-esque game. Maybe. This is like Apex. All right, we're going Tekken. Real bad at Battlers. Best Soundtrack Award. I've played one of these at least. Silent Hill 2. Probably very spooky, ominous music. Fate, Stay Night. Anime, probably little girls singing about the end of the world. Horizon Forbidden West. We played the first one of these games. It was quite setting well. Red Dead Redemption. Probably good old cowboy music. And lastly, Frostpunk 2. A game that makes me so unhappy to even think about. Oh. Crashed out and destroyed my save file when I spent money to play the game early, and then my early save file was destroyed. And I think they ultimately made an update to fix it after a week or so, and I didn't go back. Tsushima is more like Assassin's Creed than Dark Souls. Got it. Alright. Horizon has good music. Sounds good, team. Sounds good. Outstanding Story-Rich Game Award. Mouth-washing. I don't like. It's as gripping as a soap opera and as well-tuned as a prestige TV screenplay. Yeah, I'm gonna stop watching this horror nonsense. No. Alright, so this has a story about a child and arrows being fired. Stalker 2, a story of walking around and shooting stuff. Final Fantasy, I mean, I think Final Fantasy is gonna win. This is Final Fantasy 16? Is this one online or no? Like, is this an MMO or just another like full story one? And then Wukong. I think we're voting Final Fantasy based on I've played Final Fantasy games before. Is 14 the online one? We can't vote for MMOs. There you go. Sit back and... Okay. Sit back and relax award. This game is the antidote to a busy day. It's smooth, it's relaxing, it lets your worries melt away. This game is your moment of zen. Should it be web fishing, a game that attempts to bring back the old school play a game while having a chat room? Farming Simulator 25. I have a copy of this thanks to our friend Infinite Drek. I will be playing it probably next Saturday instead of today. We got this little game I accidentally clicked on. I don't know much about this one. TCG Card Shop. I think it looks very attractive. Wait, my card shop looks nothing like that. You can hang things on the wall? What? I want posters. Maybe I haven't unlocked. Anyway, a game I spent way too much of my life on. House Flipper 2. Oh no, I clicked it again. Oh. Time to dust off the hammer. House Flipper's back in a brand new fashion. Buy and renovate rundown houses. Sounds really fun. Sounds really fun indeed. I vote on this one, although this should snap back in, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And lastly, Tiny Glade. I think we're set to key for this one. It's a base builder. It's very, very chill. All right, team, we voted for all of them. Good, good, good. There is no, like, cast your vote really and seriously forever, but I assume I have now voted. I got my chat awards. Good, good, good. We came here to discuss the Steam sale. I was wondering if there are any games to check out. Any insights in the Steam recap? Wait, George, what's the Steam recap? I don't know about Steam recap. Did I miss it? I'd be happy to look at it with y'all. If it's something I can see. Scroll down. I'm scrolling down. Scrolling down through all of them. Political sims. Still haven't played Democracy. Capitalism games. Steam replay. What did we do this year? This year I played a lot of new games, unlocked quite a few achievements. Here are a few of them. I played 52 games at 338 achievements of a 71-day streak from Monday, February 19th to Tuesday, April 30th. Huh. I'm guessing this is my Sundays I don't stream, stop my streak. Because usually on Sundays I don't game at all, honestly. I hang out with noms instead. But maybe next year I'll try to do better on that one. Most played game is CK3 with 12%, then Total War Warhammer with 9%, and Rimworld with 8%. I guess that makes sense. You know, we played lots of other games, but if I had to guess the game we played the most, it would be CK3. How I compare against everyone else. The median achievement unlock is 13. We got 338. Median number of games to play in a year is 4. Wait, is this because a lot of people only own one game on Steam? Is it because most Steam accounts aren't logged into it all and so get zeros? This really surprises me. Like, those of you in channel, over the course of a year, have you played only 4 games? Or I guess you've played fewer than 52. Right? Very few people switch games off as I do, but most people are getting us constant stream of free keys. I mean, that is true, but just 4 seems very, very low. Yeah, 4 seems very, very low for most folks. Okay, people who just play Dota, people who play only Overwatch something. I think that makes sense. I know like our channel is serious gamers in general. Anyone on Twitch is probably really into games, but okay, I'm trying to understand the stats. I don't want to say like most people play hundreds of games in a year, but this 4 seems really, really low. The streak only 71 days. Do any of you have the full years of streak? I'm guessing some of you do, which is great. Absolutely great, absolutely great. Next year I'll do better on this. Maybe every single Sunday I'll come downstairs for a moment and play for 5 minutes, keep the numbers high. All right, the most kinds of games I play are new releases. Absolutely, I should be doing new releases constantly, all the time. Terry got 349 days. Well done, my friend. You're probably top there. How do you to the page? The store, and then scroll down, probably 3/4 of the way down. There you go. Idle games, right? Idle games help out. So lots of new releases. I should probably push this number higher into next year. New releases tend to be most popular on Twitch. Most people had 15% of new releases. Classic games. I wonder what classic games are. Hey, RimWorld. Oh, wow. Releases from 8 or more years ago. What on earth do I play regularly that released more than 8 years ago? This is not No Time. 8. I mean, I guess, is RimWorld more than 8 years ago now? I mean, that would definitely do it. Yeah. Fair enough, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Fairness. It's time for me to probably start playing the big games right away. Yeah, I guess RimWorld would do that. Kenshi also. Good call. Gotta play Kenshi in January. Whew, gotta work on that. Okay, and lastly, recent favorites. So one in the last 1 to 7 years. Got it. I think I was thinking that if there are newer DLCs, it would reset the timer. Because definitely RimWorld had our DLC this past year, and Stellaris had 14 of them past week. What games do I play most? So the actual answer is this over here. It should be Grand Strategy and Colony Sim all the way. Unfortunately, I think the clicker is probably the trading card game. I don't know what the auto battler is. Oh, Backpack Battles auto battler. Backpack Battles I did play quite a bit of. That's good. Fascinating stuff. Next year, gotta drag this thing more in the direction of Grand Strategy. I made 21 friends, I earned 18 badges, I got some workshop items, I wrote only 2 reviews. Year prior was good on reviews. This year been a little bit rougher. One discussion post. That post was, "Hey Dev, was this a typo or a joke? Not sure which one." Screenshot shared only 1. Don't recall why I did that. All right, here are my top played games. I led my dynasty to greatness. I think we may have played CK3 too often. Why do we play so much at the end here? Oh, there were multiple DLCs, weren't there? Yeah, multiple DLCs there. Do I have viewers as Steam friends? So Red Rover, honestly, anyone who would ask to be added here? Here, who's this? I don't know. Hey, it's Mark Silent. Who that is, I accept. Yeah, I'm happy to be friends with absolutely anybody who wants to add me. I got no problems with that. I have lots of friend slots, and I don't know what it gets you, but sure. Probably a little bit too much CK3, all things considered. Though trying to play like a full playthrough with every new DLC does add quite a bit of time. Because yeah, there was the Roads to Power DLC and the Wandering Nobles DLC here. So we did it twice instead of only once. Total War Warhammer. And I want to play even more of it. Like the facts are it's coming on Monday, and I only started playing it this year. Next week, is that right? Yeah, next week or the week after, we'll have our end of the year games I streamed and what I think about them. And I think of new games I played in this past year, Total War Warhammer is a very, very high chance of being my favorite. I'll think about some more. I'm thinking through the game still, but that's how it goes. My account's listed in the United States. Red Rover, Secrets. I have an account, or I have a address in Washington State. I still have all of my Twitch accounts on the American side. Once I start bringing Twitch money into Japan, things get real bad tax-wise. So I have 2 lives financially. One is the Japan life, where I make money at the university, and one is the American life, where I make money at Twitch. And the money never ever crosses over. So I have a compelling story that I don't need to pay taxes on the Twitch money in Japan, for right now at least. Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, got a lot of achievements. Good job, me. A little bit of RimWorld. Definitely the return to RimWorld here for the Hot Potato. Such a fun time. Really enjoyed that. One of these was this was probably the new DLC when we played Anomaly and January. I don't recall what we're doing, but okay. Backpack Battles, a game that really, really split the community's opinion. A game where you get to jam items into a backpack. Backpack you make it larger and larger, and then that game is one. Or that backpack then fights against other people's backpacks. An auto battler game. I played it quite a bit off stream. Clicker Heroes. Yes, I finally downloaded this one in January because I wanted to know what all the hype was about. This is a game that just kind of ran on its own in the background for a time in January. So this is apparently, I only played it in January. I want to see how far I could get, but it's a game that obviously always has more and more levels going, and there's kind of no point in playing it. But I had a stream friend who's playing this game constantly since 2006 or something. It's absurd how much higher level he is than me. My playtime by month. What is this saying? Okay, so over the course of these months, how much my total year was spent. Got it. So this should be even, of course. I didn't take any months off this year, but I wonder if some of these are times that I played more off stream. I have no idea. No idea. Anyway, look forward to discussing the game at some point. Have I tried the game Vampire Survivors? What kind of game is that? I don't know it. Don't know it at all. Okay. Game or demos I played. I played the most millennia. My longest daily stretch. I played some TF2. Some Bulwark Evolution. What is this game? Oh, they changed the name. The release of this game was not good. I played it for a couple hours because they gave me money to do so. It was such a bad release, they changed the name, I believe. Yikes. Played RimWorld, play Imperator. We'll discuss this next week. I don't want to discuss it now. We played Imperator though. 60 Seconds, a really fun Saturday game. Superliminal, a great game of perception. Sons of Valhalla, didn't really enjoy. It's one of the few Hooded Horse games I haven't liked. Tribe Must Survive, they paid me to play that one also. Oh boy, a timeline view of when we played the games. Oh my goodness. We should save some of this for next week, but you can see all the games we played. No, not all the games. The show more button consistently. Foundry, Manor Lords. How on earth would we play all these games? Hearts of Iron, really good time this time. Is it grid instead into their timeline? Show me the grid. I just showed all of them together. Letting my eyes wander freely. So the big ones were CK3, Total War, RimWorld. Where's the trading card game? Where's my trading card game? Suzerain. There's a very kind comment over on YouTube. Asked me to continue playing Suzerain. It's just so much reading, and I think that it was hard to get full engagement from the community on this one. It was good though. Burden of Command. I think this is the game in which you hang out at a base and order your men around without being able to see them. One of the more effective games I've ever played. And then, what was the other one I really enjoyed? Other demos I always forget. Who knows? Thank you, Resorters, for being part of the community. Hey, you're welcome. I'll just see briefly, what's the top game we played in 2023? At this point, I was Space Colony Sim, Grand Strategy, City Builder, Party-Based RPG. Hey, Jim, what's up? Football Manager was #1. So had Football Manager released this year, I definitely have played it the most of this year, but it didn't release. It'll release next year. Seagate 3! And auction not included. Makes sense. How about the last one here? Keep scrolling. Oh! The last one was 2022 when they started doing it. What did I play then? Top ones here. RimWorld, Mountain Blade Bannerlord, and Pathfinder Kingmaker. I must have played this off stream. This is not a stream game, I'm fairly sure. Is that true? Yeah, I played this off stream. I recall that now. I enjoy FM, absolutely. I love Football Manager. When it comes out in March or whatever, I will definitely give it a stream, give it a good time. All very good. All very good. Serene's good if you pull chat for every decision. Yeah, the game would be too slow then. I really like it. And I think it might work well for a YouTube stream where I just talk in a way that is not like, hey chat, how's it going? But instead just talk way through the game entirely. It was a game where, frankly speaking, I felt a little lonely because I wasn't sure if people were enjoying it. There was almost no chat for like an hour on end, which is fine. It's just a different streaming experience than usual. So I think I got a couple of game keys sent to me while I was gone. Let's see if any of them seem interesting, and then we'll go ahead and play the I'm going away part of the stream. I want to know about this one game in particular. It's called Emergency Call 112. I've always wanted to be a firefighter. Is this a firefighting game? What is going on here? The Firefighting Simulation. This is from 2016. I think it's a newer version. Have you seen this game? 112. Yeah, it's the Attack Squad, apparently. Only mixed reviews, but take on the role of the Attack Squad and complete a variety of diverse missions, ranging from apartment fires to rescuing people and many more. Get an overview of the situation at the scene, decide strategically how to handle the tasks, dependent situation. Okay, so I've been identified as a sim streamer now, which I guess is fine. I really enjoyed that one sim game. Not the trading card one, but instead the like border guard game. That was so much fun. Lyric plays this one on Sub Sunday for an hour. So how does Sub Sunday work, Thula? I know who Lyric is, and he's like one of the largest streamers, does variety, etc. Is Sub Sunday like voting for different games? Or does a random subscriber get to say you will play this game? Like how does it work exactly? Because I'm not going to stream on Sunday, but we could have Saturday stream as something goofy. We could. Yeah, I can't be a sim streamer, can I? Man, I could. I could. Time to gradually move from strategy games to sim games only. Fascinating. Might install that one. What is this? The Mega Update for Mega Loot. What is Mega Loot? I don't like the title at all. Mega Loot. Did I play a game that viewers split into 3 groups and tried to depose me? Yeah, it was called, what was that game? There were a bunch of like barons and nobles working together. And as the king, I tried to appease people. I really enjoyed that game, whatever it was. What is Mega Loot? Hello. Then addictive, good. Inventory management roguelike RPG where meticulous loot management lets you create diverse and powerful builds for each run. With every new attempt, start from scratch and loot strategically. Cool. Probably not for me. I like the inventory though. Very good. Norland Manor Lord? No, it wasn't that. King of the Castle. Good job. King of the Castle is the one that we enjoyed very much. King of Castle. Add the. A very cute little game. A delightful party game. Where you can play with your friends at home or play on Twitch. It's a really great game. Any game that lets the chat play in a way other than just voting to say like, give them 2 fights. Give them 1 more gun. Like substantial decisions from chat I really enjoy. where different groups can do things together. Kind of minimal choices I find kind of uninteresting. Friends, there's one last ad break running. It's going to start about 5 seconds. When it's done, we'll be done for sure. But the question, why open Steam? Let's try one more time. What games have tempted you so far? What are the big deals you've found? I can't imagine playing this game. It's called Body Cam. This feels creepy. Okay. Ready or Not, what's this? Tactical FPS shooter. As usual, I don't think the game knows who I am. Can I early order the new Football Manager game? 24. No, 25. Okay. So FM25 does exist. It looks different. They made a new engine. I can get it for 10% off until March 2nd. I do wonder if it's actually going to release in March. If it doesn't, we got problems. It'll go to the cart now. Think about it in the future. Imperator is 70% off. I love it. I love it. Definitely play Imperator. It's far better than it was when it released. It's fun enough now. It's still not my favorite Paradox game, but it is fun enough indeed. And I wish it had gotten the No Man's Sky treatment, where it became good enough that people really wanted to play it. Unfortunately, not so much for a lot of players. It's just, for me, not a fun system. And the world is too stable every playthrough, where things seem to develop basically the same along the lines of history, and that's fine, but it's not as much fun for me as other Paradox games. You're getting the Total War Warhammer DLCs. I bought a few of those this morning, and the ones I don't yet have are which? Yeah, so there's some I'm missing entirely. Blood for the Blood Gods, I understand it, just causes like bloody explosions when you fight your enemies. Like various FPSs have bloody explosions. Not for me, probably. Don't have Shadows of Change. On all of these, it's do I want to play as what the faction is? And what does this one do, apparently? Yeah, Lords for Znich, Grand Cafe, and Kislev. People have not played as before. I think with a lot of these, I start a new playthrough, I want to say, oh, I'll play as this character, let's buy things for it. So I purchased today, yes, these new ones here of Gorbad, an Orc, Gold Fog, a Man-Eater of some sort, and then Skull Taker, a Corn. I think Gold Fog here is a Cyclops guy. Whatever they're called. The big boys. I think we're going to play as Gorbad, though. I think we're going to play as an Orc for the first time ever. An Ogre, thank you. Ogre are the ones that go around eating everybody, right? Is it you? Might be you, I'm not sure. Anyway, what a good time. We'll probably play as this fellow, unless there's another Orc that's worth playing. Man, this is such a great image. The poor Bretonians just trying to do what they can. Charging through everything, but how do you charge against a mammoth? Can't imagine, can't imagine. All right, team, thank you for the chit-chat stream. If you missed the vacation slideshow, it'll be on the VOD, of course, and we can check it out if you want. If you have any questions about Hokkaido, I'll be over on the Discord to check it out. If you notice any good suggestions for games I should get at some point, mention them on the Discord. I'm always glad to see the deals. For now, though, this game apparently is very popular with my friend Dolphin Chemist. It's some combination of Peggle and Balatro. Once again, more combinations of game, more good. I might turn it off stream, but as you know and I know, there's only one game for me. I'll be clicking the trading card this evening. For now, though, thanks for hanging out with me. Despite the fact I was gone for a whole week, the community still somehow exists. I'm always afraid it's going to crumble when I'm gone, but no, it was a good time today. Tomorrow, day off. Monday, Warhammer 3. Gonna be good. Good. So thank you tremendously for your generosity in spending time with me, and we'll see you again real soon. Goodbye, friends.